Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reel Riff podcast. My name is Bill Markey.
My name's Tommy Angelo. Welcome back.
Welcome back for you.
I know.
Tommy's back from Italy. Real quick, how was Italy?
Italy was really cool. I got like a little bit of tan, as much as I could get, but it was fun. I went more northern, inland Italy, which isn't like my favorite, but I got to see like a lot of wineries, things like that. My vibe is much more, by the beach, pool, beach days. I got like the beach clubs in Positano and stuff like that. Like, I really want to do that shit, but there'll be time for that in the future. But no, it was a fun trip. What happened?
And I just asked you this before recording. I don't know why. I knew I was going to ask you this now, but yeah, you were posting pictures. You look like Andy Garcia with all that chest hair with an open shirt. That was like the back of a DVD cover or something.
I know. I took it on like one of my vintage cameras I got right over here. They're really cool.
No, look really good. So, yeah, in the time without you, I recorded an episode about Comic-Con, about Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I know.
But now that we have you back, I'm going to shut up for however long you need, because I do want to start off with your reaction to Spider-Man, and then we can do some Spider-Man talk and even do a ranking of all the Spider-Man films, live action, and I count the Spider-Verse movies.
Oh, if we're counting the Spider-Verse movies, that skews the rankings.
Do you not want to? I think they should be.
The rankings. I mean, if you want to rank everything Spider-Man, then yeah, for sure, but I got to like redo that list in my head like on the fly. I mean, it's not really hard to move around the two, but like you add those two into the mix, it's not like you're throwing in any like bottom feeders. Those are like amazing films. So
I guess I should have said that earlier when we were texting. I don't know, it doesn't occur to me to mention it till now.
No, you're good. I'll figure it out.
All right, so what did you think of Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is right now the highest grossing film of 2026 as of, we're recording August 14th,
as figured.
As of August 12th, the update is this movie. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, this movie is well over. I was looking at the wrong numbers here. This movie is well over $1 billion. Yeah, worldwide, it's at 1.7.
Mm-hmm.
So the Odyssey, well, we'll get into the other movies, but 1.7 billion for Brand New Day, and it's, 2 weeks it's been out. So what did you think of right now the biggest film of 2026?
Yeah, I think you definitely called it that it was going to be the biggest film of the decade. I could see that. I definitely could have seen it coming, but I never like to do that fully because I don't want to like give these type of films the runway to just keep bringing in all the cash for the film industry. I definitely want other films to be doing that, but obviously like this is what is bringing in a huge audience globally. And so I think, if you're a longtime listener of the podcast, or if you can just kind of guess, I'm not the biggest fan of the MCU films. I think that, the movies that built up to Infinity War and Endgame have a lot of merit and some of them are genuinely amazing films. But I think everything kind of post Endgame, I don't know how the fans call it, like the phases and all that. I just feel like after WandaVision, I think like my interest just kind of plummeted, and I don't think that they did a really good job of like rebounding the Marvel universe, at least for like casual fans, for me to like really get into it. Kind of felt like they were catering to like the longtime comic book fans, which I mean, as they should, but it just felt like all of those shows and those movies that were coming out at that time, like the Eternals and all those felt like such like a barred entry. And I think a lot of people who were also looking to get into the MCU, were kind of shut down by a lot of these films. And also the films that have come out post Endgame aren't of like as high of quality. I mean, it's clear that to create as much content as they are doing, they've had to rush the editing process. They have to really overwork their editors. And that's just hurting the edits of these movies and the movies, in totality. I think of one of the worst that I think of that comes to mind is the Captain America,
Brave New World.
Brave New World, yeah. That was a horrific movie, like terrible in my opinion. And they're usually all from a writing standpoint is mostly where these movies fail, but especially now, and you can see the CGI, the whole like structure of the movie just makes zero sense. It just makes no sense. Some of them are just really weak films. It's clear though that the films like Spider-Man Brand New Day, like these type of films, like they're tentpole films, because I actually kind of put Spider-Man on like the same level as the Avengers, because I think there's a case to be made that Spider-Man's bigger than Marvel, a little bit bigger than the program. You know,
100%.
you know what I mean? So I think that's why Spider-Man also does so well globally. I don't think it's a testament, obviously, to how well MCU films do in general.
It's
But
him and Batman.
yeah,
No
they're
matter
kind of
who
like
you are, you're going to see Spider-Man and Batman.
they're a little bit bigger than their programs in a way. You know what I mean? But regardless, I love Spider-Man. Like, I've played the Spider-Man PlayStation games. I'm a huge fan. I'm not an insane fan. I don't own any comic books, but I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, just, surface level. I love the Tobey Maguire films. Those Sam Raimi films are something like, I think Spider-Man 2 is probably like the best superhero movie. I mean, just from like a writing standpoint, it's so clear cut, like so well done and executed at like the highest level too. So Spider-Man's definitely important to me. The Amazing Spider-Man movies, not so much. When you're looking at like the Home trilogy, I think Homecoming is pretty great. It's pretty great, even though still some clear signs that they were like afraid to give Tom Holland like full free reign. I don't like the Far From Home film. That's just not for me. I just don't think that's what Spider-Man is. Like, some like field trip with like the whole Mysterio, stupid holograms, Jake Gyllenhaal, whatever. That just doesn't work for me. And again, like, I also hate that it's so connected to Tony Stark. Like, I get that he's such a big character for Tom Holland Spider-Man, but oh my God, once you push past all the MCU stuff and all of that, like, the moments and glimpses that we get in like No Way Home or Homecoming or this movie where it's just him doing Spider-Man shit is like such like just really hitting the nail. It is like almost perfect. Like, Tom Holland is like so good at being Spider-Man, so good at just being like Spider-Man in that PG-13 aspect of like you believe in him as Spider-Man, but also for kids, like it's just like a perfect gateway in a way.
Yeah.
If you kind of know what I mean by that, but
Yep.
What I fucking hate the MCU stuff. Like when they try and like throw in the connectivity to like, oh, he's best friends with Punisher. Did you see that? He's best friends with Punisher, and I don't know how like where the fuck did Punisher come from? Like, I don't get that. And they just act like they're friends, like Tom Holland and John Bernthal are friends in real life, and it's like I need like for the fact that Punisher was making actual plot critical moves in the third act of this movie, I needed way more than just like, oh, what's up, whatever his name is, like he's just talking to him like they're like best buddies and they're making all those jokes. Like it felt very unearned to me, the whole like buddy like dynamic for them. Like it feels only earned by comic book fans. And maybe
Right.
that's what they were just going for, but to me, it's like just random John Bernthal being John Bernthal in the MCU. Like it literally just felt like, Mikey went on a field trip to, NYC and he's just now the Punisher. And I don't know, that didn't fully work for me. That just felt very unearned as someone who's not a fan of Punisher and of that universe, and still feels very clunky how they're adding these characters like Daredevil and Kingpin and him into this universe. Like I feel that the way that they add these characters into these universes that are like kind of like, oh, it's half canon, it's half not. Well, this is canon and this is not. Kind of the same clunkiness that James Gunn's gonna really find himself stuck in the mud with when it comes to introducing all these characters because he couldn't just fully hit the reset button. But again, that's just
to Marvel's, I don't want to say credit, but everything is canon. Where they fall apart, like there's even like and I didn't know this, a Vincent D'Onofrio, Wilson Fisk like mayor sticker or poster somewhere in Brand New Day. It's funny because Wilson Fisk is such a big character in the Spider-Man world. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he's the villain of Into the Spider-Verse. And the thing that I think Marvel struggles with is sometimes I feel like they get ahead of themselves, where there is some sort of, I think from what I remember, issue with them being able to fully use Kingpin in a film. And the thing is, like, where James Gunn is really bad at saying what's canon from the old, like how Blue Beetle's in the DCU, but the movie doesn't count, but the character does. Like Marvel,
yeah,
it's
like
all
what?
canon.
Like what?
I know. With Marvel, it's all canon, but then the thing is, they don't do a good job connecting it.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. Like it's very haphazardly like, Well,
Right.
look at that. You like that? You like that? Yeah, you like that. You like that, don't you? It's like,
Because he gets the key to the city in a montage in Brand New Day from the woman who was Wilson Fisk's like right hand person when he was mayor in Daredevil season 2. So like, okay, and even in Daredevil season 1, Wilson Fisk wants to do away with vigilantes, and he even says a man dressed as a spider. But it's like, okay, but explain to me why Spider-Man is not involved in Daredevil.
exactly.
Explain why Wilson Fisk is not in Brand New Day.
What the fuck is happening in New York City, bro? Like,
Right.
New York City in the Marvel universe is like Nazi Germany. Like, it's actually like it is insane. Who the fuck wants to live there? I might actually have to edit that out. But who the fuck wants to live there, bro? It is truly one of the worst fucking places I have ever seen on planet Earth. I kid you not.
Gotham.
2 months ago, like what in the timeline of this universe, there was a motherfucker in that city who would just go like, and you just turn into a shadow. And it's just like,
Thunderbolts in New York.
wait, what happened?
Wait, Thunderbolts? Are you saying
That was New York, right? Because that's where the Avengers Tower was, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. See, yeah.
And like, how many people are there that like exist in the Marvel universe as like that Tremel Tillman type figure? How many people do we have who are like building their own team, building their own army, building their own arsenal? Like they had what's her name, the Dreyfus girl, Julia Louise Dreyfus. What does she play?
Yeah, Val Vontel. I forgot her name.
There's like 9 of those characters in this universe. It's like, who are we focusing on? Like,
Yeah.
But the fact that like the next big movie is the Avengers Doomsday, and there's like nothing to do with Doomsday or Doctor Doom at all. I just don't get how this is being built up to. And I think that movie, God, please, like, forgive me, like, for how much I'm about to crush on that first act of that movie, because I know that movie is gonna have the hardest fucking job getting off the ground. I 100% know that movie is gonna have such a hard time building stakes. I see it. Because they have not done a single thing. What most has he done? Like touched a child in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene. He became like a pedophile in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just, you know what I mean? It is like, what are we doing here? I'm getting so off.
Did you hear the latest rumor?
Oh, what?
Did you hear,
What?
like as of today?
What?
This has been rumored for a while. Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman. Doomsday.
Suck my dick, bro. Like, on what grounds? Okay, Hugh Jackman Wolverine makes sense because he was already mucking around with these characters a little bit in the Wolverine, the Deadpool movie. I get. Oh fuck yeah, fuck! I fucking hate these movies, bro.
Here's what I will say: is I don't know why. I don't understand the strategic move or lack thereof to just not putting certain trailers out there, because the first Doomsday trailer just looked like, look at all the characters are in it. And the problem
Can
was
you
a lot
admit
of
that trailer was a little bad?
No, it's not. It's not good at all. And it doesn't look
okay,
good.
okay.
No, but I will say this: the second trailer that I watched, it was like somebody recorded it from Comic-Con. That trailer actually gives you at least something. You're like, oh, I think I'm understanding more what this movie's about. I'm like, why don't you give us the best version of that trailer? Why are we waiting?
What is Doom's motive, though?
Okay, so I don't fully know, but from what I'm understanding, I don't know if this is based off a comic book. When it comes to comics, I'm mainly a Batman reader, graphic novels more than anything. But from what I'm understanding, is somewhere in these like multiversal incursions, he has lost his.
You lost me, dude. What the fuck is a multiversal incursion? Is that like people invading a multiverse?
Yeah,
essentially,
the worlds colliding.
Oh, that's different. How does that happen, though?
So, okay, here's the belief.
Okay,
this
is the one chance I'm gonna allow you to like MCU nerd out all this shit is in these episodes. So
I don't know. This is a rumor.
Okay,
but it would make sense. It actually can make sense to me. So from what it looks like in the trailer that they have not released yet, and this is the rumor to the film in the latest trailer that, again, is not online unless you found a iPhone recorded version of it from Comic-Con, is Doom is going to start as somebody who's going to be coming in as almost like playing friend. Like, I'm here to help fix these colliding worlds. And then really, because there's a shot in the new trailer where Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards, who him and Victor Von Doom are good friends, he says to him, like, did you do this? And he's like, did you do this? Like, so I'm like, okay, I think that rumor looks like it could be true. And
they never built up that they were friends, though.
Well, no, but Reed and Victor do have, like, that's what I don't mind about the MCU a little bit, is they're not going back and re-explaining a lot of things that people know. And I don't think it would be hard to say that Reed and Victor have had a relationship. You don't need to remind me of that. Like, I like that at least the MCU has taken some, has basically decided to skip certain things, like skip some of these origins, skip some of the things we know.
Yeah.
And from the rumor is, and this would make sense to me, if you can make the story make sense, is because the rule of time travel is don't go back in any movie and change the events when you go back in time, because it could, watch Back to the Future or whatever. That's the rule. They even reference it in Endgame. They reference Back to the Future. So because Steve, when he was returning the gems, these stones, decided to stay with Peggy, and they have that great scene where they're dancing, and then he comes back and he's old. Remember, he's sitting there, he's talking to Sam, and he's like, you want to tell me about her? He goes, I don't think so. He fucked up a timeline because he did stay back and it changed.
Oh, see, but they have not done any sort of groundwork to like lay that as like a plot line. Okay, I see exactly what's gonna happen now. That's gonna involve like the TVA people and all that.
And that's gonna fuck up somehow. I think that's where Doom is gonna lose his family, and that's what's gonna cause him to, I guess, being like, I'm wiping everybody out. That's why I think a lot of these characters we're seeing, like the X-Men, I think they're dead early. Like, there's a great shot in this trailer where Doom rises his hands up and Sentinels start coming up from out of the ground. I think he's going to lay waste to a lot of characters. I think one thing you might like is we're going to see our RDJ as Doom kill off so many characters. I think this is where they clean up the multiverse. Happen,
bro. Can they just kill what's his name? Sam Wilson? That's a crazy one to start. They need to kill. They got to kill Sam Wilson. They got to kill. Oh my God, who's that little annoying fucker? The Groot, the tree. We got to get rid of Groot. I hate him. I like the main Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy, but the stupid little fucking tree minion that they've like made into like 8 toys. He's like the baby Yoda of the MCU.
Well, now he's a teenager. Remember in Guardians 3, he's like an angry teen, I think.
God, I hope he gets his fucking like murdered.
No, I think he's gonna wipe out like the Fox characters and clean up a lot of like. I think this is where they're gonna attempt to clean up the multiverse. Yeah, no, I think they're all dead. Like, I think we might see Toby and Hugh Jackman like bite it. Like, I think they're gonna build up Doom. They've only got one movie to do so, and the thing is, like, in the same time, they were in a little bit of in a corner because this is supposed to be the Kang Dynasty, Jonathan Majors movie. They had to pivot when he beat the shit out of his girlfriend.
I'm gonna be honest, man. This movie's not looking too great. Like, because they would have to have set up so much within like that first and a half act of that movie, because then you need to make a climax to Doomsday. I feel like it could feel very much like a part 1 of part 2.
It really is, because Secret Wars is part 2, and that's next year. This is a part 1, part 2, but just different titles.
So it's kind of like we already know that the Avengers are going to lose in this movie, right?
100%. So
where's like the stakes for this one, essentially? It's just that we could lose those characters that everyone really likes.
I mean, we didn't go into Infinity knowing that Thanos was going to definitely win. That's like a hindsight thing. But I think now that they've announced Doomsday Secret Wars, we're looking at it as Infinity War Endgame.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is I think with Infinity War, that's such like a general title, and I had no idea what happens in the comics like in relation to that. So when I watched it on screen, I was like, wow, did they just actually make like a cool writing choice? And I don't
wasn't that cool. Sorry.
And I get where you're going with that, but I guess as someone who's like a non comic book fan, watching these movies, I was like, whoa, that was a really cool choice. I commend them for that. I have never, since that moment, I think, like in the seats of a Marvel movie, like been like, whoa, they just made a cool choice and like stuck
But
by
see,
it.
those stakes didn't mean that much to me because we already knew Spider-Man was announced, Black Panther 2 was announced, Guardians 3 was already scheduled. So I'm like, okay, you're not actually getting rid of these people. You know, like
Yeah,
even
but you know they're not going to get rid of these characters because their movies make too much money. Like Spider-Man ain't going fucking nowhere because that motherfucker is
Right.
booting up for another $1 billion trilogy. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it still worked. The scene where he snaps everybody. I mean, look, I'm still looking forward to seeing what they do. I don't like to try to walk into any movie with like a psh attitude, but I do understand why people would. I do completely understand. I think I'm just really curious to see, and this maybe isn't a good thing, how they do this.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm worried about in terms of CGI and writing. How did you accomplish this so quickly?
Well, that can lead us into something. I mean, what was the budget? I could look it up right now. And I wish more movies did this. The budget for the Odyssey versus the budget for some of these Avengers movies. And why, and we know why, but the Odyssey looks so much better when some of these movies look so CGI. And I get it. You do need CGI. I mean, Nolan uses some CGI, but you do need CGI more in those superhero movies than you do in the Odyssey, 100%. But
You do.
can't tell me that you can't make it better looking.
But you also
If Nolan could do
there's
it.
so many ways to like make it more practical. Like it really just makes me wonder is like where's the money going? You know what I mean? Like budget wise, like where's the money going? And I'm
Salaries,
sorry that
actors.
like I've skewed so far from Spider-Man to the Avengers movie, but I kind of view them twofold here because like these are like this is your lead-in movie, right? This is
Yes.
your lead-in movie to this next big Avengers movie, and I don't feel like the hype for it. I don't feel anything for it. The trailers has not done me right, at least as like a very casual, cautious fan. Like there's nothing more than I want to like watch like these characters duke it out for like 2 hours with a cool ass villain with a cool ass motive and for it to look cool. I just don't need like the shitty writing and them standing around in a room for like 3 minutes talking about some garbage dialogue for like planning with like connecting this shit to like 8 other universes and 8 other like connectivity for like the new Rockstar's video to like just be like bing 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 bing. You know what I mean? Like I just want something that's digestible. I want something that's like really well written that makes unique, risky choices. And I know I won't have to worry about the performances and stuff being like that because you have this crazy of a cast. You know what I mean? All my worry is how they turned around a whole Doomsday's arc and storyline this quickly, and the CGI and the edit of the film. Like those are the two things I'm mostly worried about. I know the performances are probably going to be really good. I have no worry in that. I mean, I know some people will probably phone it in a little bit. I hope, RDJ doesn't phone it in, but
No, I don't think so. I mean, that guy's actually passionate about Marvel.
I just think there's too many characters. Who is our Iron Man of like this movie? And like, don't tell me Thor because
I think it would be. If you don't have Spider-Man, then who else would it be? Because
guess-
Spider-Man's the biggest guy.
I guess that's like just oof. Like that's like your lead. I don't know, man. Especially after how poor his last film was.
I mean, the Odyssey cost $250 million with a gigantic cast. The Avengers Doomsday is estimated $400 to $600 million. And I understand they have a big cast too, but like the Odyssey has so many big top tier names. It's crazy to me that you can't make these movies. I don't want to say look like the Odyssey, but you can't make them look a little better.
I think too many people are involved. When you have too many people involved working on the same creative product, you're gonna have so many hands touching it in the kitchen that you're never gonna get that same product. You know what I mean? It's too general and not specific enough. That's kind of what I talk about a lot. Does these projects need a bit more specificity? You know what I mean? And
good point.
I think, oh my God, when you look at the Into the Spider-Verse and the Beyond the Spider-Verse movie, you cannot tell me that all of those animators, all those people were so fucking locked in on the same kind of end goal. You know what I mean? Whereas, kind of trying to lean the conversation back towards Brand New Day. Brand New Day feels like it wants.
Your thoughts on Brand New Day?
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. That's like the preamble to my thoughts on Brand New Day. Is that, in this movie, you can feel that a lot of the team were Spider-Man fans, but God, it felt like there was way too many cooks in the kitchen on this one because it feels like one part of the movie wanted it to be a, low stakes Punisher and Spider-Man team up movie. On the midpoint, it felt like it wanted to like kind of tap into the symbiote arc a little bit, but like not have it be the symbiote arc, but tapping into that a little bit. And so I kind of align it with this. Like, to me, there was 3 different movies here. There was a low-level crime, like street-level crime, depressed Spider-Man movie with Punisher and Scorpion. That, to me, there's a whole movie there. Then you have in the middle, you have Spider-Man dealing with everyone forgetting him and this new genetic DNA evolution thing that he could be working on with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. That feels like a whole other movie. And then you have this X-Man, huge ass X-Men character who is a fucking psychopath. Like a psychopath. Like truly a scary ass fucking character who has no relation to anybody else in this movie. Nothing stakes wise. If you're comparing these characters to this Jean Grey character, holy fucking shit. You know what I mean? And then you have all these villains that are in like this, like you have like the ninja people, and you have Tramel Tillman. You have all these things. That's all one plot. Everything that I just said is one plot line, and it's like, that's a little much. It's a lot for Tom Holland to carry too, because it feels like he's carrying 3 distinct movies on his back. And that's why I commend him. He's easily the best part of this, is he clearly seems like the only storyteller who like really, really cares. Now, I will say switching the director, smart choice, because it felt a bit more specific. Like, you have some really cool shots of him swinging. I thought the swinging looked much better than what's the movie called? No Way Home. I thought it looked better than that. I thought the action set pieces that we got looked way better than No Way Home.
They definitely took some from the Spider-Man games.
Yes, like the fighting style, it definitely did. And to me, is like, you have like, to me, if I were the creative mind behind this movie, I would have had it be a low stakes crime, like street crime movie where Spider-Man dealing with his depression and loneliness, imbued with that genetic DNA storyline, and him just going full angry mode against like a villain like the Scorpion.
And just do the symbiote. Like, you could do the symbiote in the whole thing. Skip the genetic mutation. Why don't we just make it the symbiote?
Yeah, or if you
like
just want
Spider-Man
to, or if
3.
you just want to do that. I do think the genetic mutation thing of him actually becoming like a spider is really cool, though. I will say, I think that's really cool. That felt like a new, interesting take on the symbiote stuff, which I was like, whoa, like, if this is going to be his version of the symbiote, like, that's awesome. But it kind of feels like he gets a gadget that, like, devalues the whole plot line. You know what I mean?
Let me jump in right there.
Yeah.
One thing that it's gonna that's another thing they set up is, in the world of the X-Men, the inhibitors. One thing that this movie also did plant very subtly was not just Jean Grey, but they planted an entire X-Men storyline, because in the comics, those inhibitors are a huge story where, I don't know if it's Damage Control in the comics or maybe it's William Stryker, but they end up getting, basically, I think they look like they're around their necks. I think they used them in one of the movies, actually. I forgot which X-Men movie. It might have been one of the ones with Fassbender and McAvoy, but I could be wrong. But those inhibitors basically stop their powers. And this is going to be an Iron Man Ultron thing, where he created Ultron for protection, but Ultron became its own thing, and they had to clean up his mess. The inhibitors are even going to be like, that's where I don't mind if you're trying to set something up that is such a small setup for something bigger that it doesn't take away from the movie and it works for the movie. Like, I like how they play, like, that to me is a good example of, you're setting something up, but it's so minimal that in another X-Men movie, they're going to be dealing with those inhibitors and it's going to be Peter's fault. And like, to me, that's a good example of, if you want to set something up, you could do it without it being like Jean Grey. And I love the character just in general, but like, that took over that Spider-Man movie for like a solid 45 minutes.
Can I be honest though? And this is my thought process the entire time. Isn't Jean Grey just a different version of what's her name? What's the character's name? The Void? Like a less powerful version of the Void in a way?
Oh, I mean, Jean Grey is way more of a bigger deal than the Void.
So who is the bigger deal? Like, I feel like every movie, it's like, this is the bit, like Like this is
That's
the big
problem.
deal.
They do
This
that
is the
too
big thing.
much.
If she was really as big potatoes as fucking what's her fucking Florence Pugh Midsummer in the fucking hot tub the entire
Yeah.
movie, doing jack shit, by the way, jack shit the entire movie, her fucking new Avengers and everything. Meanwhile, the city's like being stopped in time. Like what the fuck is happening? Like
It makes them look bad. Yeah.
it makes them look real fucking bad. Like they better be fucking like on another planet, like stopping an. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude. I don't know what, but whatever's happening in New York City, the Avengers ain't doing jack shit about it because
No.
it came down to fucking Spider-Man and Punisher to really save the fucking day here,
And the Punisher almost kills him.
yeah, yeah. But
Right.
see, that's where I was like, the Punisher has way too much beholdens over this plot right now. The fact that this is a sniper,
I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either. It made no, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean, Bill. Is this feels like 3 different movies, and by the end, I can see how they try and wrap it all together. But I almost can feel like distinctively feel the 3 different chefs who whipped up each of those different meals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is you feel that this was a MCU creation and not the director? I forget his name.
Dustin Daniel Cretton.
Yeah, it seems like a great director though. I'm not gonna lie. The movie, for the most part, for as shitty, like this could have been a Spider-Man 3 level like clunkiness situation, but it doesn't feel that way because I think directing wise, he found a great way to like make it feel a bit more like togethery. But I think as someone who's, you know, you and I watch so many fucking movies a year, we'll be able to like kind of pull it apart a bit more.
Yeah.
I think a casual fan walks in and watches this movie, it feels a bit more like it feels as if it has a bit more structural integrity because of the directing choices than like the actual structural integrity really does. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say this. I didn't see the movie with Kim. I saw it with my client, Michelle. Like, Kim wasn't interested. She was busy. So I asked my client, Michelle, who's a big fan, and it was her birthday. I'm like, Michelle, actually, she's the one who did our company paperwork recently.
Oh, Michelle, you fucking rock. You're awesome.
Thank you. So, but the thing is, like, again, Michelle's as casual as it gets, and so is my client, DJ. And they're casual fans. DJ loves Spider-Man. She's a big movie fan as well. But both of them were not in love with this movie. None of them were like, it didn't fully work on them. Like, I asked my client, DJ, I'm like, what'd you think? And she was like, it was good. You know, and like even Michelle, she was like, it was pretty good. Like nobody was like, wow. Like and all of us felt for a movie that's 40 minutes shorter than The Odyssey, I almost checked my phone like twice. I was like, this movie moves in the
Holy
beginning,
fuck.
slows
Yes,
down.
whatever that lull in the middle is, and I think it happens
I
right
felt
after like the Hulk sequence. All right, there was like 2 sequences where I kind of, what's that fucking meme that everyone has nowadays where like it's like the sitting up in the chair a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what meme I'm talking about? Yeah, whatever. It was a moment where I kind of sat up and I was like, "Whoa, are they doing this a little bit?" It was when Spider-Man like almost like fully killed Scorpion and like lost his shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the moment right there, narrative-wise, where as a writer, you could have made a very interesting choice and had him kill Scorpion, and then what does that do, consequence-wise, for the rest of the plot?
100%.
There's so many moments like that where I sit up and I'm like, what's about to happen here? Like the Hulk versus Spider-Man fight is such an inherently brilliant idea, especially with like being taken over by another. Like I think Jean Grey should not exist in this movie. That's my opinion. But if you are going to include her, what a cool way to utilize the Hulk, as in like having Jean Grey kind of like controlling him a little bit.
Yeah.
What a great way to utilize that. That fight sequence. You are in one of the biggest schools in the New York City school district. It gets torn apart by one of your Avengers, and there's nil consequences. There's nil consequences for any of that.
Punisher was in that too, shooting up the Hulk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that motherfucker was there too. He showed up to the Hulk fight.
Great shot though, in my opinion, of Spider-Man dragging Punisher underneath the Hulk and Punisher shooting up.
Yeah.
That's something that will be in my brain for a long time with these
That
movies.
is totally not one of my negatives with this film, though. I will say the fighting and the choreography and things like that, I thought was great. I thought it reminded me of like when the goons like started turning on the electric shields. I was like, oh, this is like the Spider-Man game. This is like in the Spider-Man game when they evolve a little bit and they have like the electricity and shit. I was like, oh, this is like the Spider-Man game, dude. Like, as it kind of feels like I think what you're speaking to a little bit is like you have all these cool things. It's like, okay, we have a fresh reset. No one knows that Spider-Man's Peter Parker. This is a fresh reset. This is narratively, this is like what a writer would dream of, because you could do anything. And I think one of the first mistakes that the writers for this film made was they were immediately trying to tie Ned and MJ back in as actual characters to the plot line. Huge mistake. Takes away from Peter's loneliness arc that really could have shown. Not a great choice. 2, and I think this is really what you're speaking to, is the first act of this movie kind of feels like, oh, this is the Spider-Man party. It's like he has this new symbiote thing. We have a scorpion in the snow. It looks cool. We have a fun swinging montage. We have amazing choreography, amazing shots. Oh, like for comic book fans, oh, the Punisher's here. Like, how's that going to be? How's that going to go down? Oh, Mark Ruffalo's here. What's going on here? And then it's like, it kind of feels like the X-Men just take a dump all over the Spider-Man party. It's like if Spider-Man was throwing a party and all of the villains, all of the people tied to Spider-Man show up, they're getting drunk, they're having a great time, and then all the X-Men show up and they're just like, hey, what's up?
Walks in.
What's up, bro? We're more important than you. Yeah. The next movie, suck my dick, bitch. Like we're the main people in the next movie. Fuck you. Like, you want to know? Here's one of our most important characters as the main villain of your movie. Fuck you. Like, it's just like, dude, like, give me a Spider-Man villain. Like, why does it have to be fucking? I like Sadie Sink as much as the next person. Why do you have to be the villain of the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's just where it doesn't work for me. The whole third act, everything, I was like, well, this is a Fugazi, bro. I don't fucking know.
Fugazi, it's a who's, it's a what is it? Hang on. Does this look really dark on my end for those watching visually? Does my apartment look dark?
I don't think so. You still got that light glaring on you.
Do I? Hang on. Computer, lights on.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard.
I thought if I took my headset off, I yelled at my Alexa to turn my lights on.
I think it made me hear it louder.
Never mind. All right. Okay. I never gave on my episode my raw riff.
I would say I just talked a lot. You know what I mean?
No. Here's where we'll go with it. This is a movie, and this is classic Bill. When the movie ended, I was higher on it before I digested it and thought about it. I'm giving it about a 7.5. I ultimately liked it, and I think I liked it mainly because I think this is Tom Holland's best performance in any movie he's done, including The Odyssey, because I don't think he was as... I think he's still Peter Parker to me. I like him in The Odyssey, but
I think you're totally right. I think this might be one of his best performances.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else where, like, I've seen him in early movies where they tried him in Uncharted and Chaos Walking, and it was terrible. And The Odyssey, it's just good luck sharing a screen with, like, all these monsters that are just, beating you over the head. Plus, they didn't ask him to do anything different than, and I don't mean this in a bad way, than what he already does as Peter Parker.
No.
You're young, you're in over your head. That's Telemachus.
Can I give him one credit, though, for The Odyssey? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I will say back half, third act of Odyssey, when he taps into more of those like angry parts of himself.
The dinner's over.
The feast is done. Someone
done.
get these beggars out of here.
That's Pattinson.
I know, but that fucking line is stuck in my head, bro.
We're all over the place. In that, when I took him to see it, I've been saying that so much that there's different things. She was like, I've been walking around the gym strumming things like it's a bow. Like cables, and I took her hair and I strummed it. That's when he strummed it, she looked at me like an excited 5-year-old. And when he said, "Somebody get these beggars out of here," she's like she was so locked into the Odyssey.
One of my friends was like begging my other friend for a charger, and he was like, "Yo, someone get these beggars out of here."
All right.
Sorry, I'm getting really.
That's okay. My raw riff is my riff rating, is a 7.5 for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Where are you at?
Before I give my review, what do you think about, you probably talked about it a lot in your review, but maybe if you have any new thoughts. What do you think about Jean Grey's inclusion in this film? I don't get it. It felt like a real out of left field, whoa, what is happening right now? This villain is way too OP. It just didn't feel like a Spider-Man story. It felt like, here's your Spider-Man movie. Oh, we got you. Here's another thing for the next 2 movies that you now need to follow. You know what I mean?
Okay, so this in many ways was an excellent Jean Grey origin in the wrong movie. Because Jean Grey, from what I understand, I think they even do it in X3 of the original movies. She is one of the first, if not the first student. Like Charles and
Oh, is that where
Eric.
she's driving to at the end of the story?
I think that's Westchester, but we don't know where we're at in this world, if there's a school yet or whatever. But in X-Men 3, they go to get her as a child because she's out of control with her powers.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I think this was an excellent Jean Grey story. It was just done in the wrong show or movie, whatever, the wrong thing.
Because what she's Phoenix, right?
She's not Phoenix yet. She becomes the Phoenix when she loses control, and that's when she basically becomes a villain. So in a way, you're teasing her losing the control early, but Jean Grey and the Phoenix are not really this. Like, she becomes the Phoenix.
Yeah, I know, but Jean Grey is doing like terrorist level activity in this movie.
That's my problem.
Like
she's
genuine like
kill.
psychopathic, like fuck you, like I'm gonna kill them anyways, like type energy. Like
She had a guy get hit by a bus, and she threw MJ and that cop off the roof. Like, who knows if
bro,
Peter
she's like Art the Clown. She's enjoying
Yeah.
it. Like, but that's what I don't get. It's like the whole emotional thing at the end. I'm like, whoa, Peter, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is a like Avengers level. We actually have an Avengers level threat, and now you're trying to play the sympathy card. It's like, okay.
What I would have wanted is she can do all the things that she did in this movie, but I wouldn't want her to have been in control of those things. Then you could have been like, okay, this is why she needs the school. This is why she needs Professor Xavier. When she's intently trying to kill, intently trying to blow up damage control and put people's lives at risk, that's where you're like, you better fucking give me a real good reason. And your dead sister, who nobody fucking knows in the comic books, in 1 2-minute expository flashback scene, which sucked. That's not good enough.
Yo, there was at like the park. It was like she got taken at the park.
Terrible. And also, too, sorry, I stole this from another podcast. I don't remember who said it. I can't take credit. Agencies like that in the CIA that swarm in are usually watching for a long time. They would have been able to catch Jean Grey. Like, they didn't just stumble across kidnapping Sarah. They should have been able to catch her.
That was my confusion, is did they just not know that she was also a mutant? Or
no, but these people are, like, they're in the family. Take her, too.
Yeah,
Look, again, I'll just say this. Jean
Grey stuff, man. I don't know.
It was a good origin in the wrong movie, and I wish they would have showed her not in control of her powers, and that's why she did what she did.
I know, because
she was in full control,
and she knew what she was doing. Like, she full on knew. Like, she was taunting Peter. Like, to me, this is the equivalent of like this is literally the equivalent of like a terrorist leader getting off scot-free, then going to school to learn about how to be good. It's like, how the fuck am I ever gonna support this Jean Grey character? Like, if the other characters are not constantly being like, oh, we have a literal psychopath with us right now. It's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It feels like she was what they were alluding to, like Wanda becoming. You know what I mean? When when Wanda like slimed out all those people in the Doctor Strange movie.
Right. But or if you're willing to introduce, maybe before they get tamed or educated or taken control of by Professor Xavier, of darker, edgier, young X-Men. If you're about to show me a young class of X-Men who don't fully know how to be good guys yet, and they're out of control, they're brash, they're borderline killing people, like if you're giving me what you wanted from Tom Holland in Brand New Day with this X-Men, now you've got me intrigued, and now you can give me a reason why Jean Grey was an asshole. Like, if you give me Cyclops, who's a young kid who's willing to fucking blast somebody with their eyes, and Professor X has to wrangle him in, or you have, then you're like, okay, now you're giving more context to why Jean Grey was like this, if you do this for the rest.
I got an idea.
Okay.
What if what if they aren't to like Vaught's level, but like what if the X-Men were like kind of like Vought, like Homelander light superheroes, and Professor X was like if Vought was good, like actually reforming them?
Okay, I'll add on to that. That can be the struggle, because you know what, we're thinking along the same line. I'll add another.
Yeah, I think I totally see where you're coming from.
Jean Grey represents her character in this movie, and I think I said this on the solo podcast. I think I did. She represents the two trains of thought between Eric Magneto and Charles Xavier, Professor X.
Yeah,
where Charles Xavier looks for the good in bringing people together, and how, we should all get along, like the Martin Luther King Jr. thing, where Magneto is, these people are, they think we're vicious monsters, so like, it's us against them. And Jean Grey in this movie is representative of like both of those trains of thought. If you do that storyline from The Boys, I would almost like to see these out of control teenagers stuck between Magneto and Professor X. And who's going with what ideology and person?
I'm assuming that like after Doom, like the only like real like big tentpole villain they have left is Magneto, right? For like the X-Men. Like he's the other like big like upper echelon villain. Like who else really is there?
Yeah. I mean, there's no, but I'm honestly,
I would have said Galactus, but like I don't know what else you have left after that.
Do you know who is a big one? But again, I just don't know how and why they're not utilizing him. It is Wilson Fisk. Kingpin is a giant Marvel villain, but I just don't know how they're handling it. If you go deeper, like Spider-Man, you could bring up Carnage. Dude, you could bring up Venom. But
all I'll say is that one Into the Spider-Verse movie did a villain, like just did villains so right. Like they 100%. Did. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. It actually takes a shit over all the MCU Spider-Man movies because they gave Fisk the clearest motivation in the world. Like the clearest, easiest motivation. His actions led to his family dying, and he's now trying to do anything he can to get them back. Easiest villain motivation to buy into.
I think that's what they're doing with Doom. And because of the multiversal breakthroughs, he loses his family and he's going to lose his shit. I think they're actually doing that with RDJ.
But see, I don't think it's going to work as well because you're copying someone else's notes. You know what I mean? Is like they did Fisk so perfect. Like they made him feel scared. I mean, he literally kills Spider-Man. Kills within the first act. Within the first act of that movie, set the stakes. He literally killed that universe's Spider-Man. 2, he has the easiest villain motivation to buy into like ever. 3, amazing performance. Oh my god, like
we have Schreiber,
elite performance from Schreiber. Oh my god, he's like kill that guy. Like he's just so good at it.
And Vincent D'Onofrio is one of the best casted. I'm gonna say it, comic book characters ever. I mean, I'm talking. We can go all the way back to Superman with Christopher Reeves. I'm not kidding. If I had to make a list of properly casted characters of all time, Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight, whatever, he's on there. But Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing. And I wish they can somehow figure out a fucking way to make him and this is what I love about Brian Cox in X-Men 2 as William Stryker. He's not a mutant, and he's fucking terrifying. The way that he fucks with Professor Xavier using his son, who has the same powers, if you remember, the way that he's able to tame Wolverine.
Yes.
That's the type of power D'Onofrio has as Kingpin. And he would be the first big threat to the Avengers who doesn't have a single fucking power. Vincent D'Onofrio in the seasons of Daredevil, Netflix or Disney, he's fucking amazing, man. And like that's what you gotta somehow bring him in because that's a threat who has no powers. That can make him so dangerous.
That's my worry with this line. This line of thinking is actually great. Even going to Avengers right now, is what you just stated, like to me, is an interesting writing choice. You know what I mean? Like to have all these Avengers go up against a threat that has no power, that like when you really think about it, they could all just go into a room together and just jump this guy and win. But what is it that's blocking them from doing that? Like what is the power that this person has that that's not a superpower that allows them to do what they're doing? You know what I mean?
Maybe part of the problem is just like the Spider-Verse, he would have to surround himself with people who do have powers.
Yeah, that makes him a big threat. That's how that's a cool thing to me. Like, but it all in that movie, if you really think about it, it all like connects because Punisher you have a great way of tying Miles's personal arc into the villains. You know, you have it be one of his uncles, which it makes sense. You could tell his uncle's living in like a small apartment. The Prowler. I'm sorry. His uncle's living in like a small apartment. You know, obviously needs money on his own. He's kind of like an outcast from his brother, who's a good guy cop. Makes perfect sense that he would turn like villain. You know what I mean? Makes perfect sense. Cool villain design too. Amazing music. Everything you tied into Miles's arc. Every other character in that movie, like the Dr. Octopus, like she's the one who's smart enough to make that collider. You know what I mean?
Catherine
like,
Hahn.
Yeah, but they all like lead up, and then you have like his right hand bodyguard Tombstone. Like it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you look at a movie like this, Brand New Day, how does Jean Grey, Scorpion, the Ninja Group, all these things, like how does it really tie together? It's kind of haphazard. You know what I mean?
Do you think? I mean, this is why, man, we got to get your riff rating. Do you think this is like a big build-up? Your riff rating is the Thanos. We're just building up to
for
it.
Real.
I mean, look, I'm not making excuses, but Spider-Man Brand New Day is also serving a bigger universe where the Spider-Verse is in its own thing. Doesn't mean you can't take those notes, but
you know what I mean? It shows what's better. Not that it shows what's better, but I think it just actually shows what's possible. But my issue with the whole connected universe thing that you just said, Bill, is this movie, more than any MCU movie going forward, had the biggest reset button to do whatever they wanted.
For a certain character, but not for the actual universe, right?
So I get not for the actual universe, but for this, like, I feel story-wise, this is as much of a we don't know what's going to be happening reset button for a movie, I think, and then any other one going forward, because you had any free range to direct point this character in, because this movie doesn't even tie into Doomsday. Like, it really doesn't,
right.
Unless Jean Grey is somehow a huge part of Doomsday, which really doesn't make any sense. They couldn't have hid that.
Unless they're going to make her beat him. Then I'm like, oh, now I know she's very powerful.
But that's what I mean. It kind of feels like these characters, like the Void and this one, are only being introduced so there's an actual player. Because my line of thinking is, when you have a smart villain like Kingpin, that makes the writing for the writer much harder, because you have to be thinking of, like, how does this character who doesn't have this power do this? You know what I mean? Logically, how is he getting from point A to point B? You watch the Doomsday trailer and you just watch like Doom going like this to like Thor's fucking mighty ass hammer. You know what I mean? Just going like this. And just
the image is supposed to catch us, as opposed to like a bigger story. Like if we had a Kingpin,
it's
that
just,
will mean
it's
more.
just CGI action figures being kind of like like that. That's my worry, is like what is happening in this screenplay that's actually going to be very interesting. And if the motive is just literally Kingpin's motive from Into the Spider-Verse, I'm going to be like, you couldn't even find a cool new motive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you made me think of something, and then we'll eventually get off this Marvel thing.
Yeah.
I think I know the perfect. This is why I think the following movies that I'm gonna state, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm going off the top of my head, but, and I might regret saying this without picturing the whole MCU, but there's 3 movies that I think have done they've been in the MCU. They've been a big part of the MCU. Their movies have felt like their own thing, while very tiny, contributing to the MCU. And I don't feel like I'm watching the next setup. And that's the Guardians of the Galaxy. All those 3 movies, I can watch them and say, Kim, we're watching these 3. Don't worry, I won't have to explain shit about why Captain America's appearing, why Iron Man's here. None of it matters. We can watch those movies on their own, and then I can watch them as part of the MCU, and it doesn't like Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have to lean over and probably tell somebody this is happening because of this.
I will say, sorry to interrupt you again. I just had to say it. Like, I'm someone who, like, I had one of my like he's like a semi friend. He's more like a friend of a friend. The kid clearly knew what the fuck was going on. Like, he was like, oh, when Sadie Sink like showed up, and she was like, when Peter Parker was like, yeah, we have a name for her, Jean Grey. The kid literally had like a fucking orgasm next to me. He's like, oh! like he fucking, like, I was like, what? And he was like, X-Men. And I literally, as soon as I heard the word X-Men, I was like, I'm tapped out. Like, I'm tapped out.
That's my point. Is you can put on the Guardians of the Galaxy, watch them by themselves, and they don't feel connected to this gigantic universe where all this other shit. They're not setting up anything else, but they're contributing to the MCU, but without taking away from their own movies.
Yeah.
Like James Gunn nailed it with Guardians. You could watch all three with somebody who doesn't know fuck all about the MCU, and they won't be confused. They'll be like, "Oh, that's a good trilogy."
Yeah.
Because they conserve themselves, they conserve the MCU, but none of them is. It's not like a tug of war.
No, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like the main character of the movie is like fighting to like have relevance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, there's no like, oh, we're introducing a villain for the next Iron Man movie in Guardians 2. Like, I want Marvel to figure that out. Like, I want to be able to watch some of these movies and not have to worry about who's this and how does it connect. And they've done it within the MCU with the Guardians. And like, do that formula. Let me watch my Spider-Man movies without. There needs to be connective tissue. I get it, but not to the point of taking away from Spider-Man.
Dude, I don't think I will ever rewatch Far From Home or Brand New Day, and it's solely because I just don't care for this larger universe shit. Like, I think the reason why I like No Way Home so much is, yes, it's all that multiversal bullshit that I hate, but at least it feels like a Spider-Man movie in that it's all Spider-Man characters. Like, I get that Doctor Strange has a pretty big role in that movie, which I do not like, but
it's not there to set up for some.
No. It actually is just servicing this movie.
Yeah.
So that's the one credence where it's like, I really hate the multiversal shit. I really, 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 really don't like it. But at least there, it was serving some sort of story. And I saw some people online trying to be like, well, yeah, but like Yelena and Mark Ruffalo and like Punisher and all Hulk and all these, and like they all play a part in the plot here. And I'm like, yeah, but like, does it really feel as earned? You know what I mean? Like, does it really feel like this Punisher and Spider-Man relationship super earned? Because all that shit happened off screen. Like, even as someone who doesn't know Punisher, it's like the fact that they're just best friends. Why couldn't we get a movie where we see them become friends? Like, why does it have to be that there's already a pre-established relationship? To me, it could have been a bit more of an interesting, like, to me, like, dude, oh my God, like, my writer brain is just having like an orgasm right now of like the amount of like opportunities that they had. Imagine like in the snow, snowy night, depressed, like genetic DNA glitching out Spider-Man fighting Scorpion. Imagine he gets nicked with the Scorpion juice and is having like a nightmare in the dark in New York City as it's snowing and like seeing all these people like remember him, but it's like a nightmare. Like,
yeah,
of,
that's
like,
true.
of the poison, of the Scorpion poison. Yeah. There's, oh my God, bro. There's countless opportunities for this movie. But of course, they just had to like, it feels like it feels like every movie, they write a really solid like first or second act. And then they're like, let's pull out the Marvel top hat, put their fucking grubby little money hungry hands in there. Just rip out Jean Grey. Oh, let's Wikipedia. Who's Jean Grey? Oh, the X-Men character. Oh, this could be good for the X-Men series coming up. Let's write her in. And then it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too much of an asshole, but it kind of just feels like it really felt like with this one that, God, there was some really cool action. It just feels like a lot of missed potential, and it just feels like the X-Men came to take a dump on the Spider-Man party. That's kind of how it feels.
Yeah. No, what's your riff rating?
I'm gonna give Brand New Day. I'm gonna give it a bit more lenience. I was gonna give it a 5.5. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. Can we rank these movies?
All right, let's rank them. I've been talking too much. You give me yours first.
Okay. Well, do you want me to just give you mine, or do you want to like rank them?
Or do you want to go back and forth? Yeah.
Okay. And here's another idea. After we rank this, do we just record another episode? Because this is just I don't know what we do here. This has been so long. I didn't think we'd start doing Marvel.
No. This is fine. Let's just keep it going. Just keep it pushing.
This is a long one, everybody.
Keep it pushing.
All right. I'm going to start. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 movies. Because I included the Spider-Verse. So
okay, I know. You start, and I have my bottom So
Well, I was going to start at the bottom.
yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. We could do an agreed ranking. So we can go back and forth and come up with the overall. Bill and Tommy, what are our agreed? So we can do some give and take. I'm going to say, for me, it's Spider-Man 2. Where are you? The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Not Toby. That to me is the worst.
I think the worst movie out of all of these, because to me at least feels like a Spider-Man movie.
And by the way, don't mean to cut you off before you say it. If we agree with each other, that's going to be the official Reel Riff. This is where we're ranking it.
Okay, so we can come to a
do
conclusion.
combined.
Okay.
So there's going to be
Got it.
some give and take here. We're going to have to work with each other.
Okay. I am personally feeling, I feel like you're really going to disagree with this, personally feeling Far From Home at the bottom.
You know what? I'll give you that.
You'll give me that? Okay.
Because it wasn't far off from me. So no, I don't have to fight you on that one.
Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not that far from the bottom ranking, but I will say I give that movie a bit more credit because I think it's a lot more fun of a movie to watch.
Okay. No, I'm not going to disagree. For number 10, so right now, number 11, we have Far From Home. For number 10, and again, this is nothing against Andrew. This is going to sound like it is, but I put The Amazing Spider-Man 1. And I love Andrew as Spider-Man. I think he was underserved. I think he was the best part of No Way Home. But those two movies weren't big for me. So as number 10, personally, I have Amazing Spider-Man. I have a feeling this is where you say Amazing Spider-Man 2. But no, go ahead.
Now I'm gonna say Spider-Man 3, and the reason why I'm gonna say Spider-Man 3 here is I love to give that movie as much wiggle room and credit as possible, but it's actually it's if Brand New Day. I was like Spider-Man 3 is if Brand New Day was just Brand New Day, but with all Spider-Man characters. They kind of suffer from the same issues of holy fuck, they wanted to do 8 trillion things and this is so clunky. The ingredients are all really cool, but it does not go together. And I don't think it's not very, very rewatchable movie for me. I'm not going to lie. These bottom two are the two that I feel like I'm never going to rewatch.
So I've put on Spider-Man 3 a lot in the background and whatnot. The thing I like about it, and I feel like this, it's not like Batman and Robin with Clooney and O'Donnell, but it moves so quick because there's so much shit in the movie that every once in a while I'd rather put that on because it's fun to watch. It's over the top. For me, I like it better than Amazing Spider-Man because it's just more of an enjoyable time, not necessarily because it's some good movie. There's so many parts where I laugh. I love the scene where he's fighting James Franco in his suit, and then James Franco smashes his face on a beam, then he can't remember anything. It's such a dumb way to make him forget. And then when he's catching a vase and Peter's like, that was amazing.
Yo, I will never forget. What is the look that Toby walks out of the cafe and he just turns around and is like,
yeah,
he's such a dickhead, bro. He is such a dickhead.
I mean, the dancing Spider-Man, the scene where he catches the pumpkin bomb and throws it. There's memorable shit in that movie. I just got to say, I'm not saying Spider-Man 3 is a solid movie, but, I mean, it certainly has made it a lot longer than other Spider-Man films because of the memes, and whatnot. I mean, even the Spider-Verse movie referenced, the dark period of him dancing.
It does, but it is not cohesively a good movie. It is really, it is really not. I will even rewatch it right now just so I could give it a full-on review and really break down how structurally it does not work. It thematically could have been the strongest Spider-Man movie because the Sandman shit with his family kind of ties into the Osborn shit with his family. There was something with Harry Osborn and Sandman that could have really worked. There was something there with that really could have worked. And to me, I think if Harry was Venom, it actually would have been more interesting.
You're pulling that from the game?
I am pulling that from the game because I think I've seen it done before. Well, I think in the game Insomniac Spider-Man 2, they should have just had the balls to make Peter Venom. Would have made more sense, but regardless.
All right, you know what? The reason why I'm going to give you Spider-Man 3 here is because it was only 3 numbers apart from number 10. So I had it as 10, 9, 8, 7. To me, it was number 7.
Okay, listen. I get the Amazing Spider-Man movies not being everyone's favorite, but I'd rather rewatch both of those movies over Far From Home and Spider-Man 3 because to me those feel like the least rewatchable. Like if I'm just gonna turn one on, I would never in my right mind think Far From Home or Spider-Man 3. But I get for like your purposes why Spider-Man 3 exists as that. I just didn't grow up with it. It wasn't like I watched it at a point. I watched Spider-Man 3 at a point where I could decipher movies on a critical level, and I was like, whoa. As someone who's not a diehard Spider-Man fan, like my superhero is always gonna be Batman. I walk into that and I'm like, whoa, like I get as a Spider-Man fan why you kind of be having like kind of like a wet dream with all this shit that's happening right now, but this is not for me totally.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say number 9. I'm going to fight for this one. I'm going to say The Amazing Spider-Man is right here.
Okay.
You got to give me that. I don't think Amazing Spider-Man is better than anything else coming up.
I agree. I will say, though, that
Oh, fuck that. No, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's okay. That's where I
forgot about that.
That's where I was going. I was like, oh, do you like the second one more?
No.
I will say, though, I will give the second one a lot of credit is that movie has some heart. Like that movie has some real heart. Its real issue is that it just didn't have the balls to make Electro the main villain once again.
Yeah.
But
Electro.
Yeah, Electro. Holy fuck.
That was Electro.
Oh no, yeah, Electro. Electro was a really cool villain, man. And Jamie Foxx, I just felt a lot of pity for him.
Oh, I fucking hate. I thought he was so stupid. He was generic, like
maybe
pushing my glasses. He was Jim Carrey's Riddler. Like, excuse me, sir.
Now that I think about it, you are right. I guess I just think of like God, like Hans Zimmer made the coolest villain suite like theme for that Electro. God, that his song.
I hate that movie.
His song is awesome. And I get that.
Well, I don't. That movie's evil. Like I just don't like it.
Yeah, but I look at it as like it has a bit more heart than I think Far From Home and Spider-Man 3 do, where it's like it kind of has that emotional orchestral Spider-Man feel.
Because of Andrew and Emma and his responsibilities of like he went against Dennis Leary.
Absolutely.
Past that, the movie's a fucking dung heap.
Absolutely. I think their relationship really works for me. Like to me, like they're the most like, whoa, I think they have a lot of chemistry. You know what I mean?
Well, they were together in real life.
Yeah,
like Zendaya and
but
Tom.
even I think as a casual fan, you could feel their chemistry. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And I think you could feel their chemistry more than, in my opinion, like Toby and Kirsten and like Toby kind of ruins that dynamic a little bit. But no, I feel a lot more fond of Amazing Spider-Man 2 than I think a lot more people do, and I think it was just because that was my Spider-Man 3 to like your Spider-Man 3. I think that's more so what we're aligning with here, and that's why there's one difference.
He falls in a vat of eels. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's fucking stupid. And I remember that scene too. They make him stay at work on his birthday. They're like, oh no, just smile. Yeah, you're happy. You're doing so good, buddy. Yeah, you're so good. Like everyone's going home and this motherfucker has to stay and do work.
I don't think he's good in that movie. What I do think is really good.
Yeah.
What I do think is Andrew was coming into his own more. Like he's a really good Spider-Man in terms of the shit talk. The way that he talks that little kid at the end before he takes out Paul Giamatti.
Can we talk about the opening shot too?
Oh no!
Of him falling, you get the bum 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 bum. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, and you see his costume like
that's kind of awesome, right? Yeah. That was an amazing. That's probably like one of the best opening shots a Spider-Man movie has. So I got to give it that too. But I will agree here. That was definitely like my Spider-Man 3 for sure. Like as a kid, I would watch. I remember I like remember the Electro theme in my head.
There's a sequence. There's a song in that movie, and it made me want to just put my foot through the TV when I first watched it. Where like, there's a weird, like when Electro's in Times Square, there's like this really bad song where you hear a voice go like something like "Kill the spider, get the spider." But I swear to God, there's a song, and I'm like, "Is this is serious?" It was like, "Get the I'm an angry man, Electro. I was in Collateral with Tom Cruise, and that was bad." Like, I don't know, like there was some weird.
Yo, that movie's awesome. Have you seen Collateral?
No, I need to.
Oh my God, dude, that movie's awesome.
I need to. All right, number 8. I'm gonna say
number 8 is Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, yes. So number 9, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Number 8, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay, that's where I was going.
Do you have anything to say about that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, not the most interesting thing.
There.
Sure, it's structurally and like creatively better than Amazing Spider-Man 2, but not by much. I feel like they never really settled into what their universe's vibe is.
No. Right here is where I would slot it, number 7 for Brand New Day.
I agree. Thinking about it, I totally agree.
All right, that's an easy agreement. All right, this is where I think it's going to get tricky.
Yeah, we might disagree now.
Yeah, because this is where it gets...
I know my next one.
We've got some heavy hitters coming up. This is where it's going to get tough, because just before I go any further...
Do you want me to say this one first?
Go for it.
All right, I'm at No Way Home here.
Okay, so I had Into the Spider-Verse, but the next one would have been No Way Home, so I can flip those.
Bill.
I could put No Way Home here.
Bill, what are you thinking, brother?
This is tough. I think there's a Tom Holland movie that you'd be surprised how much I like it.
No, I know. I know how much you like Homecoming, but
I do. All right, but no, you know what? I'm an easy agreement because the next one I had that like I can flip those for me.
We're gonna be very different here, bro. We're gonna be really different here. Oh man.
Here's again. I just want to refresh where we're at and what's left. We have 5 movies left. We have the original Tobey Maguire films. We have both Spider-Verse films. And then we've got Homecoming. So, I mean, this is like a juicy, this is a big 5.
Okay, so I'm at No Way Home here. I just feel like No Way Home is that whole MCU treatment for Spider-Man, but for me at least it's all Spider-Man characters, so there's at least that extra level of like engagement for me. It's like, okay, oh, there's Vulture. Oh, I don't even know if Vulture's in that movie. Oh, there's Dr. Octopus, there's Green Goblin, there's Electro, there's Sandman. There's all these characters that I really like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at least there was that extra level of fan service for me to like that a bit more. And I think it's a better movie structurally and arc-wise than Brand New Day. But God, because of No Way Home, Brand New Day had so much potential to be literally like the best Spider-Man movie. It definitely faltered, but No Way Home set up Brand New Day, I feel like, as good as any of these sequels can set a movie up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? I would actually, on my personal list, I would flip those around. I'd put No Way Home as my 6th. And I will say 5. I feel like I know where we're going to go head to head here. This is where I would put Homecoming or Into the Spider-Verse. I'm a bigger fan of the sequel with the Spider-Verse films. That's why I'm saying Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
So at 5, for me, it could either be Homecoming or Into the Spider-Verse.
Pick one, bro. Pick one.
I would actually say Homecoming right here.
Yeah, totally. Am I picking my 5th here too?
I mean, no, this is what I'm saying. This is the agreed list.
This is the agreed. All right, what is our agreed list? What is our agreed list so far?
This is where we're agreeing. I'm pitching Homecoming as number 5.
Okay. In our agreed list, you can definitely...
No, what I'm making right here is the agreed list.
Oh, okay. So can you tell me our agreed list?
Okay. Number 11, Far From Home.
Yeah.
Number 10, Spider-Man 3. Number 9, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Number 8, Amazing Spider-Man. Number 7, Brand New Day. Number 6, No Way Home. I'm pitching Homecoming for number 5. But it depends on where you rank and where we agree.
I agree with that. Also, if you want to give Spider-Man 3 that extra bump to be Amazing Spider-Man 2, I agree with that too.
All right, you know what?
Because I want to give you one too, and I feel like you've given me a lot here. I think maybe Spider-Man 3 is a bit better of a film than Amazing Spider-Man 2.
All right, so let's reset because now we've got. I think this is going to be a really interesting. Top 4. So
I know my top 4. I know it.
11, Far From Home. 10, Amazing Spider-Man 2. 9, Spider-Man 3. 8, Amazing Spider-Man. 7, Brand New Day. 6, No Way Home. 5, Homecoming. 4, I'm going to pitch you right here on Into the Spider-Verse.
Absolutely not.
You're going across?
No.
Toby 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is where I'm putting Spider-Man 1. I know the rest going forward, but I'm making a definitive decision of what my favorite Spider-Man movie is. And I think one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Okay. The reason why, and I'm not just saying it for the sake of anything else, I can budge on this is because there's only one. I can interchange the top 4 pretty easily, I think. Well, I can interchange numbers 2, 3, and 4. The only one I would fight to the fucking death, and we won't talk about it just yet, will be number 1. But I'm flexible.
I think we might be in agreement for number 1, Bill.
I'm flexible on 2, 3, and 4. So I'm okay with putting Spider-Man 1.
So Toby's Spider-Man 1 we'll put here, and I agree with that. Number 3, right? Because now we're on 3.
Now we're on 3.
I'll pitch you across here. And I'll say this with this is I think that I agree that some of the sequences in it do sing higher than Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is a complete package. You watch it from beginning to end, you get everything. You don't get everything in Across the Spider-Verse. You don't have it all yet.
I'm writing it down because you know what? With that element, I would agree.
I think that works when I'm trying to pitch you here because I think
no, you are.
Now, again, we don't have that whole bloody affair version of Across the Spider-Verse yet. We don't have that part 2. It totally could beat this first one. But I think if you really look at it, Into the Spider-Verse is like not only one of the best superhero movies, not one of the best Spider-Man movies, one of the best animated films ever made.
No, you're right. You know what? For me, the reason why I originally was putting Across is because a lot of it was the Gwen storyline was catching me, as well as their use of like the coloring, the pastel ways to tell the story,
the watercolor and shit like that. Yeah,
the opening, her banging on the drums, and just Haley Steinfeld. But I will say this: that's an easy shift for me to put it at 3 because you're right. When that movie ends, it's a cliffhanger, and what really sucks is that movie's like the Batman 2. It was supposed to already come out.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like those 2 movies where it's like, bro, you really got me. I will at least give the Batman is that I had the Penguin appetizer. So it was like, it wasn't like too bad. And the Penguin was that good that it was like, okay, that's okay. We haven't had anything. I mean, I think it got leaked like some footage from Beyond the Spider-Verse. But, I think I saw online. It showed like the opening scene of Miles and the Miles Prowler interacting. I think it's online if you want to find it.
Oh, okay.
There's some cool dialogue. Like that's what I mean. Is like writing wise, it's like it just completely demolishes the MCU movies because writing wise, they write such good banter in those animated films. Oh my God.
A lot of that is I know there's a lot of, and the thing is, look up those Spider-Verse movies. There's a lot of people working on those movies, but clearly it seems like they're all in the same room together.
It feels like a very holistic vision. And I think that's the Lord and Taylor kind of producing stamp.
Yeah,
is
it Lord and Miller?
Yeah, Lord sorry, Lord. Yeah, I was like, I'm thinking of the fucking department store.
Chris Miller and Phil Lord, I think.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
They to me are like big quality control guys, and that's
100%.
clearly obvious. The fact that this movie got delayed so much, I think there was definitely a worse version of this movie churning out. I think that's might have been happening, and these motherfuckers were like, we're not letting this happen. I think they just have a quality control that MCU guys do not have.
By the way, speaking of delays, James Gunn shot it down. The Batman 2 and 3 are not shooting simultaneously.
Oh, well.
I was so excited to think that they were.
Whatever, man. Yeah. Honestly, it's probably, quality-wise, Bill, it's probably better off. It probably is better off.
I agree.
No.
Number 2, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and I was gonna go.
Holy fuck! I really thought for a second you were gonna say no.
I listen. Halfway through this ranking, I was riding for it, but it's like, I think Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie. Okay, this is actually gonna really sound crazy. I think Into the Spider-Verse is a better film than Spider-Man 2, quality-wise. That being said, if we're ranking the Spider-Man films, Spider-Man 2 ultimately feels like the most Spider-Man movie to ever Spider-Man. In a lot of ways. And I think you can make that argument for both Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 2. But Spider-Man 2, you have that live action element. It feels a bit more grounded. I think that's like, to me, when I think of Spider-Man, like I think of like the train scene from Spider-Man 2, or I think of, you know, that whole like sun reactor, like the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. You know what I mean? Like I think of that, and I think Dr. Octopus is like the best Spider-Man villain. Like you have
incredible.
the most emotional arc, easiest motivation, all these things. It's very clear and cut. There's so much stakes in that movie.
While Peter is balancing with his own issues, he's not just dealing with a villain. He's dealing with the guilt of Norman, of the death and what that does to him and Harry. He's dealing with not being there for MJ, because that's where he proposes. No, that's Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, like, but isn't that where he's debating? In Spider-Man 2, is that where he begins to lose his, like he loses his, he's starting to struggle with losing his powers, or is that?
No, that's in Spider-Man 3.
Fuck.
It's just that line in Spider-Man 3. It's been coming back to me. Is this when James Franco's just like, yeah, you know the other guy? Well, that's me. Like I'll just never forget that delivery. Is like he actually just said that.
Wait, what's his dilemma in Spider-Man 2? His now I'm forgetting his self dilemma.
It's managing, like it's managing everything. It's like managing his relation with MJ. It's the pizza job. It's all those.
Pizza starts it. Yes.
Like it's showing Pete, like the villain's very much entwined with Peter because their relationship starts as Peter Parker. You know, it's not a Spider-Man v foe type of relationship. So it's like the different dynamic. Whereas, you know, when Spider-Man 1 with Norman, you know, they had like such a pre-established relationship. In Spider-Man 2, he meets this guy as Peter, and then you get to see the relationship unfold of Spider-Man and vice versa. It was a bit more interesting to see like Peter meet someone and then how that relationship develops versus in Spider-Man 1, it's like this guy's Spider-Man, but this guy's also known Peter since he was a kid. You know what I mean? It's a bit more of a different dynamic. It feels a bit more personal. While in the sequel, it kind of gives you full room to understand who Peter Parker is, who Spider-Man is, because a lot of those relationships are like starting at ground zero. You know what I mean?
100%. And one thing, too, I give Sam Raimi for is those movies feel like they're like this is actually New York. And I love that he instills New York's attitude into the movie. Like Spider-Man 1, it was very much, I think, also came out at a time where it's like 9/11 just happened. That final shot of him by the American flag, and even the scene where they're fighting against the Goblin, and it's the people. And the guy's like, when you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. And in Spider-Man 2, the fact that he loses his mask saving the train, and these 20 people decide we're not going to say anything. Like, he captures a lot of elements of New York heart and attitude in his movies that you don't see. It's like, here's your movie taking place in this city. Done. I like that Sam Raimi was injecting the things that, like the pride of New York, into his films. And I think that's a big part of those Spider-Man movies.
Isn't Joey Diaz on that train?
I literally just thought, holy fuck, Joey Diaz. I swear to my life. I'm like, I think Joey Diaz.
Yeah, like crazy. Do you know like Joey Diaz is like from Jersey?
Yeah, he's not. I think he's in Florida now.
Yeah, but like,
I think he already has a house.
He was living in Marlboro for a bit because I remember I was a summer camp counselor there, and he was at the public pool all the time.
So this girl that I used to hang out with a few years ago, I don't know how this has happened, but she's like, I think he goes into a restaurant. We're still friends on social media. I don't know what's going on with him. But I mean, I don't know if it's in a bad way. This is actually make me sound like shit. I think he's just friends with her, but she'll put in her story, like, she's going with Joey Diaz to go see Theo Von. Now she's going with Joey Diaz. So, like, he's like, I think they're, maybe I should shut the fuck up. But anyways, like, no, he's still in Jersey.
Maybe I should shut the fuck
up. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I won't say her name.
We're not, you know, drama podcast.
Nope. All right, let's go over it. 11, Far From Home. 10, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. 9, Spider-Man 3. 8, The Amazing Spider-Man. 7, Brand New Day. 6, No Way Home. 5, Homecoming. I fucking love Michael Keaton in that movie.
Great villain performance.
The scene when he's looking at Peter through the rearview mirror, he goes, Spider-Man, oh, he's an interesting guy or whatever. When he turns around and he's like, I'll kill you and everybody that you love. Number 4, Spider-Man 1. Number 3, Across the Spider-Verse. Number 2, Into the Spider-Verse. And number 1, Spider-Man 2. I think that's a good list.
That's our agreed upon list. There's nothing wrong with that in my eyes. I think
I
that's
agree.
a very, very fair list. I think if you're a Spider-Man fan on the Reel Riff podcast, you're a listener, we fed you for like the next 2 years. So you don't need anything else. You know what I mean? We're not talking about Spider-Man anymore. Bill gets the Avengers Day to like Marvel nerd this shit out, and then we're done. Like we're done. We're cutting the cord on that until Secret War, bro.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So we're keeping this as one episode because I got some trailer talk.
Yeah, bro. Fucking let's keep this train rolling.
First of all, to quote our favorite Sean Fennessy, like the movies are so fucking back. Because you've got Spider-Man, The Odyssey, Michael, Toy Story 5, and Super Mario Galaxy have crossed over $1 billion. Then you've got movies like Obsession and Backrooms, even Iron Lung. Like, and I'm missing movies right here. Even The Invite, like where if these movies are not grossing a ton of money or they are for their budget, some of these movies are making just impacts. Like
no one was talking about The Invite enough. Like that's a top 3 of 2026 for me. You know what I mean?
The drama. I mean, like there's, but I will say I've recommended The Invite to a bunch of clients, and one of my clients, Karen, she told me I wasn't allowed to share the video. She made a reaction video as a joke to me from her car, with her husband, like the way that I do raw riffs.
Yeah. From
the car, and they loved The Invite. It actually has made I think against budget, I think it's actually made a decent amount of money.
Good. I'm glad. I'm really happy for that because God, that movie fucking sings. You want to talk about a movie that just does not stop?
It's in my top 3.
It does not stop until it stops. Like it had my full attention the entire time, and every little twist and turn that it took, like the moment, like a little spoiler alert for The Invite, but the moment where, Olivia Wilde was like. Or like they revealed that Olivia Wilde was looking at Ed Norton like through the window, like naked.
Yeah, she was. Ed Norton was looking.
Looking at her, whatever you want to.
My bad. My bad.
The way Seth Rogen's reaction to that, like
what the fuck?
Like that was such a sit up moment in the theater. You know what I mean? Like that movie has so many of those. Great fucking movie. Oh my god! If you guys have not seen that movie, you got to see that movie.
That movie's made a profit. It was shot for $12 million. It was made. It's $46 million.
That's awesome. What a well fucking done movie. I'll definitely be rewatching that soon because God, that movie.
I've seen it twice. I took Kim to see it. She loved it. I saw 3 old people leave the theater the moment they started talking. I saw it at Kevin Smith's theater with Kim. 3 old ladies left when they started talking about the
swingers, kind of.
The swingers. Yeah. I heard them talking. And they got up and got the fuck out. It was like The Substance. I saw 2 old ladies leave The Substance. But
is that really that taboo of a subject? Like,
I don't know, just fucking old.
I guess,
but like I can't fuck anymore, so they're jealous. Or maybe they wanted to leave to go do a swingers party.
Maybe they got horny. I don't know. Which
I mean, the
movie worked, I guess, in that regard. Then, oh my god.
But like this is a big year for the movie. The Odyssey is Chris Nolan's highest grossing movie that he's done in his career. They released more 70 millimeter IMAX tickets in New York, and apparently thousands of people lined up. That is sold out through September. I mean, this is an awesome fucking year for movies. And while we're at it, we've got plenty more on the way, and I wanted to get your opinion. Do you have anything to speak on that with the box office? I don't want to skip over anything.
You definitely cover much more of the financial stuff on this podcast than me because I'm never someone who wants to like totally. But ever since we started this podcast, I think I was someone who always was looking at the numbers, always looking at things like that because I wanted to keep my mind in check, kind of keep that. Ever since we started this podcast, I've kind of disembraced that style of like my movie going experience. And I literally just walk into movies now. Not the only trailers that I actually watch are the ones that I have to watch in a movie that I see like in the movie theaters. Or if it's like for a movie like Dune 3 or Avengers Doomsday, where it's kind of like a tentpole film. Other than that, I try and stay away from trailers as much as I can. And
I agree. I I really watch trailers and track box office bullshit for this show.
No, I know, and that's why I kind of have to give you the credit. Is that you cover those bases of this show really well. But I also, and this is not a dig at you or anything, but I also think like that can change the opinion in terms of movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I give now a perspective on the podcast where I walked into almost all these movies blind. Like, you know, I walked into Spider-Man Brand New Day not knowing anything about Punisher, not knowing anything about Jean Grey, anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's a completely different perspective than someone, you know, obviously you're not totally tapped into all those comics, but you've watched the Punisher show, you've watched Daredevil, you know the X-Men well enough to know that Jean Grey is a really notable character. Like, I would only, if you said Phoenix, I would be like, oh yeah, I know. You know what I mean? About the words Jean Grey would mean nothing to me. And I think I give that perspective for like other movies too. So I'm very much someone who started engaging with the film world because of this podcast in a way of where I'm just meeting these movies at level 0. Like, there's almost, if there's any level else that I'm meeting it on, it's because I'm either a really big fan or it's a tentpole movie. Like, the 4 main trailers that I really watched this year were Dune, Avengers, the Primetime trailer, which we can talk about soon, and also the trailer for Tony, the Anthony Bourdain movie, which is out right now, and I really want to see. And I think also the Resident Evil trailer is the other one I watched, because if you know me, I'm like the biggest Resident Evil fucking fan and super fan of all time. So those are the trailers that I really watch. Almost every other movie that I watched this year, I met on like level 0. You know what I meant? You know what I mean?
And it's funny because like I don't try to pass the trailers and whatnot. And there are some I avoid, not much, admittingly, but I do at the same time, like even if I go in with the knowledge or the assumption of like Jean Grey is in this movie, because I've seen the trailer, it seems obvious, everybody's talking about it, blah blah blah. And somebody fucking spoiled it on the red carpet, and Disney fired them. Did you hear about that guy?
No, who
on
was
the
it?
red carpet? The night of the premiere, he said Jean Grey, and apparently Marvel quietly fired him like the next day. They're like, get the fuck out of here. He said the name Jean Grey on the red carpet.
Who could it have been for it to be like someone like that? Who spoiled it?
It wasn't anybody I know.
Was it an actor?
No. It was like just some interviewer guy. Like
Keep talking. I'm looking this up.
He was like it was like a little white woman with like a tall black guy. And he said, I could picture the image in my head, something about like Jean Grey. And apparently like, it was almost like when Mark Ruffalo said, everybody dies in Infinity War. And Don Cheadle's like, dude. Which is one of my favorite clips. Which if you've never seen that, you should watch it. But yeah, they got rid of him like immediately because he accidentally said it.
Not Steve Lacy?
Hang on,
the singer?
Man, this is really good podcasting for everybody while we're just
I know. I think it's the singer Steve Lacy.
Man,
yeah, it's Steve Lacy. He's like an R&B hip hop artist.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yep, yeah, that was him.
No, I'm like looking at this guy and I'm like, isn't that Steve Lacy?
Got in trouble.
I was like, how did this guy get fired from Disney? He's like a fucking famous person, like actually.
Well, I thought I don't know. I thought maybe it's supposed. There's something about him being whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean whatever. But like, so I guess he's
what I was gonna say was
Tom Holland. This one.
The balance that I try to go in with is okay. I've seen the trailers. I heard the theories. I think it's Jean Grey, and I don't watch like breakdowns of shit before I go into a movie. Mm-hmm. The most I'll do is watch the trailer. But I do still remind myself, even if I'm feeling like a certain way about a movie going in, I do go in as much as I can with that. Just fucking watch the movie. If it's not Jean Grey, who cares? If it is, just still go in with a clear head. And I walk into every movie excited, like regardless. And maybe that's why when a movie ends, I'm like, disclosure day, 10 out of 10. And then 3 weeks later, I'm like, 6 out of 10. Because I have to settle with a movie. But I
gave that movie a low score, dude.
Yeah. But again, even with that knowledge, I just tell my brain, regardless of what you know or what you think you know or what you've seen in a trailer, go in with just clear your head as much as possible. Like going into the Batman 2, I've got my hopes of who's in it, whatever, but like I will try not to let myself, like I still tend to go.
You don't want to go too much to one side, and I get that.
Yeah.
I think I've just had the luxury now to kind of like going completely blind to some things, especially with how busy I am, and then like it felt like Odyssey and Spider-Man just rolled around. Like that came so quick for me. Yeah. Whereas like I know for some people like that was like counting down to the day. Whereas for me it was like I was so busy, man, where it was like holy shit, like Spider-Man's here, I got to go see that. Odyssey's out, I got to go see that. It took me forever to see Obsession, but it has given me the luxury of like I didn't see a single trailer for Obsession, and then I watched the movie. So all of those scares were not spoiled for me. You know what I mean?
I don't think I saw the trailer for Obsession. I think I remember hearing it, but
I watched the trailer afterwards. Spoiled a lot of the scares.
Okay, then I don't think I saw the trailer. Okay. Zach Kreger, one of our favorite directors. Austin Abrams, I think that's one of our. He's going to be a guy.
He's an up and coming guy who's fucking hilarious. Like,
and he's in
truly one of these guys who understands comedic timing really well.
And it's funny, I put on the Whalefall trailer before we started recording because I was going to avoid that trailer, but I put it on the background a little bit. But he's got 2 big movies coming out that look fun as fuck. One of them you can speak to. By the way, I've got about a half hour before I have to go to see End of Oak Street.
You're good.
I'm watching the time.
You're good. We can.
You're a gigantic Resident Evil fan. What did you think of the trailer, and how do you feel about their approach to telling this story?
Good question.
And last question,
Bill.
Do you know about the blood bags and the fact that Austin Abrams almost died, in a way, making this movie?
That was during the stunt where they are falling off the buildings, correct?
150-pound bags of blood, and Zach Kreger said one of them just missed him. Damn. Talk about guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love to hear that. I mean, I don't love to hear that, but I love to hear that. You know what I mean?
So again, how do you feel about Zach Kreger's take on Resident Evil, and how do you feel about the trailer?
His take on Resident Evil, I don't have much to speak to so quick. I mean, I can only go by vibes wise from how the movie looks, and I think it looks like the games in a way. Like I think like the Eternal Night, like always keeping it dark. I think what a great plot line to like have this guy who like clearly is someone who delivers body parts and things like that. I think that's such a interesting profession to follow in the Resident Evil universe. It's like, how does an outbreak affect this guy? I think that's very interesting. I think setting it in Raccoon City and having it be like a Resident Evil game where the character has to get from point A to point B, where like this guy's mission, I think when I watched the trailer breakdown, it was like he has to get to like the hospital, which for Resident Evil 3 fans, you know what happens in the hospital. Not good things. Because
motherfucker, you watched the trailer breakdown? That's so funny because
just for Resident Evil, I won't. I want to because I wanted to see like I wanted to at least feel like what it feels like to be like an MCU fan and watch fucking new rock stars break it down. You know what I mean?
I don't watch trailer breakdowns. I'll watch movie breakdowns.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I know like, all the MCU fans love like new rock stars and all that stuff and breaking it down. Which I mean, I love that too, but just for my stuff. So I think for me, this is my chance to like fan out a little bit. You know what I mean? For his take on it, though, it clearly seems like he's not adapting a game, which I think is very smart because holy fuck, none of the Resident Evil games would adapt well into a movie if you know how fucking insane they are.
I'm sorry, real quick. I've never seen the movies. Mila Jovovich's character in the movies, not from the games, right?
No.
Okay. Alice?
But there's characters in those movies that are from the games, I will say. And it makes no sense. Like, lore-wise, it makes no sense. That's why they're not canon. But all I hope for is that he doesn't bring in any legacy characters. If you want to allude to it, like Easter egg-wise. Because it's in Raccoon City, like, I wonder... You're not going to understand where I'm going with this. I wonder if how many iconic locations we're going to see. Like, I wonder, for any Resident Evil fans out there... Are we going to see Kendo's gun store? Are we going to see the police station? Like are we going to see Tyrant? We see a version of the Tyrant in the sewers, but he looks really fat and all fucked up. And we've never seen that version of Tyrant before. Tyrant, for, the non-fans like Bill here, in Resident Evil 2, which is the first game to take place in Raccoon City, which is where this movie is taking place. There's this character called the Tyrant, which was made by this company called Umbrella. And the Tyrant is basically this figure who was made of this virus called the T virus. And he essentially is this walking killing machine who can only be slowed and literally has to be like microscopically like killed. Like he has to like be disintegrated to die.
Oh.
Like he's that powerful. And so in the games, when you're in this police station, you're having to solve all these puzzles and like finagle around, the Tyrant is constantly chasing you. And when you're not in the same area as him, like if let's say he's a floor above you in the police station, you hear his footsteps. You hear him coming closer. He's always a threat. And so I wonder, with the way that this movie's been pitched as it being like an eternal chase movie, like a whole chase movie in one, do we see characters like the Tyrant? Or if we want to go a step further, do we see someone like Nemesis, who Nemesis was specifically obviously designed to be the nemesis to STARS, which are like the police group in Resident Evil that you play as, and he's constantly like STARS, and he's hunting. He's designed to only hunt down the members of STARS. So I wonder if we're gonna be able to see any of these cool Resident Evil characters. My hope, though, as someone who just wants actually a quality movie, is that the only thing that would be recognizable from the games are the enemies and the locations. I think if you just want to keep Umbrella as the villains and you want to make, the enemies be the regular zombies, hopefully we'll see some lickers. Hopefully we'll see the zombie dogs and, keep it at Tyrants. I think that's completely okay. That will service the story perfectly and will help non-casual viewers like, you, Bill, just be able to immerse more into the movie.
This actually brings up a very interesting question that goes right off of what I literally just said. This is actually a good 1-2 punch. When I said how this fucking question really worked out based off what we literally just before Resident Evil. So it's funny. I'm like, I don't watch trailer breakdowns, but I will watch trailers. So you actually watched the trailer breakdown. You've seen the trailers. And I've said that with whether or not I'm super closely invested in something like Batman, when I go into the movie, I still remind myself, no matter what you know or what you think keep your brain neutral, keep your heart open, go in and see what happens. You're going into this with knowledge, hopes, and expectations.
Yeah.
If they don't give you some of the things that you're hoping for as a huge fan and somebody who watched the trailer breakdown, loves Zach Kreger as well, will you be let down if you don't get some of those things?
No, the only way I'll be let down, I don't care where this movie goes plot-wise, I don't care about anything like that, as long as if adaptation-wise, you're setting yourself within the rules of the Resident Evil universe. If there's anyone who knows the rules of the universe, it's fucking me. Like, I have watched the entire timeline of the Resident Evil series, all the spinoffs. I know about the fucking arcade gun games and how those canonically tie into the series.
I used to fucking love playing those in New York and fucking pizza shops.
What I will say is I know the rules of the series. I know how everything has to go and cater to. If he can tell a quality original plot within the rules of the Resident Evil universe, that's my only expectation of Kreger. You're golden. I don't even care if the enemies from Resident Evil aren't in it. If you just want to do fully zombies, but it's still a quality story, okay. You know what I mean? As long as it is a quality story within the rules of the Resident Evil universe, because that's the limits you're setting yourself in with adapting it, that's okay. If it's just an adaptation by name, then I'll be disappointed.
Let's bring it back around to the beginning of this episode. Marvel, why don't you just do the same thing with your story?
Yeah.
Tell a proper story within the universe and just do it right. This goes back to pretty much what we were talking about.
But that's my base level want, dude. That's just that's the only thing I want is a quality story set within the rules that you establish, because you have established that you're adapting Resident Evil. So just give me a quality story within the world of Resident Evil. I don't need to see Leon. I don't need to see Claire. I don't need to see Jill. I don't need to see Wesker. I don't need to see Ethan. I don't need to see all these fucking characters. Have it just be about a delivery guy experiencing the outbreak firsthand. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? And also, like, seeing him scrounging around the house for the shotgun and the ammo and the things like that.
Reminds me of James in Weapons. like
exactly.
looking for shit.
If you want to phrase it as that, like if you just watch someone stumble into the Resident Evil universe, like that's such a fun concept because stakes wise within the Resident Evil games, you are always playing, except for 7 and 8, you are always playing as someone who's a trained military level guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like an elite squadron of the police. That's who you're always playing as. But in Resident Evil 7, which is the scariest of the Resident Evils, you're playing as a dude who's looking for his girlfriend.
I think that's the one you told me to download.
Yeah, you're playing as a dude who's searching for his lost fiance.
Yeah, that's the one. I have to finish that.
Yeah, but to me, if you want to make a movie, a plot line like that is very much more relatable and much more groundable than we're watching like ex-Navy, like ex-military Leon Kennedy, who's now a member of like this elite force task unit for the president, who's now hunting down the president's daughter who was kidnapped by a Spanish cult, which is the plot of Resident Evil 4. But
played by Gerard Butler.
Bad casting.
But that's
for Leon.
our way.
But anyways,
no, I'm just saying like a badass. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's our way in, and that's why he's so well casted. Is because you're watching Austin Abrams.
Yeah, you have the vibe. Like, you have the vibes of like a DoorDash driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like even if you did the same thing, but you casted Josh Brolin, I was like, well, he still looks like a square-jawed badass who might be able to wield a gun. Austin Abrams looks like he doesn't know even how to load a gun.
Do you know who would be the perfect Chris Redfield? Who's like the main kind of grunty big guy? I mean, in Resident Evil 5, he literally destroys a boulder of his bare hands.
Reacher, Alan Richmond.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going for, bro. Yeah, yes. He perfect. I just saw a clip of him on TikTok. That dude is so big. Like, what steroids are they putting in that man? Because
he says he's all natural, but
really,
Tren,
dude,
testosterone,
that guy,
probably Masteron.
That guy is a fucking unit, and if that's nature, like natural, bro, what the fuck?
No, it's not. You can't.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
We don't produce enough testosterone in the body to have shoulders that big with a waist that thin year round.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't happen. And also, too, I want them to cast him as the DCU Batman. Just fucking give us a guy who's built like a unit, like Bruce is in the comics, please. Okay. Are you good with Resident Evil?
Yeah, that's my only hope is that you tell a grounded, relatable, expertly done story within the Resident Evil universe. Holy fuck, that, because us Resident Evil fans, we do not have a good we do not have a good relationship with adaptations because all of the movies have sucked. Even the animated Netflix ones, which are like kind of decent, you're still following all these characters and established lore. The fact that we are just starting off at this base level guy, like, what a great way to tell. And I'm happy it's Kreger who's doing it because I trust them as a director. So I feel much safer. I feel like I'm in good hands. Don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? That's kind of my statement is don't fuck it up.
I'm excited because it's Kreger. I'm excited, like, because it's Austin Abrams, and I just love the way this movie looks, and the fact that early screenings said it's the Mad Max of horror movies. That's my favorite movie.
That's what I mean. Is like, to me, that's such an awesome setting. You get a horror version of Mad Max, like an entire chase sequence set within the Resident Evil games. Bill, they feel like one long chase sequence.
Like Fury Road.
Like they feel like one giant set piece. That's why when you kind of put the controller down and you go back to it, you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's like we're right back at it. You know what I mean? Like there's no pause. And that's what would happen if you left Fury Road to go take a piss and walked back into your room. Yeah, you're like, whoa. You're like, oh, the bullet farmer's here? Yeah, so exactly. You're kind of in the right level of thinking here is that there's a way to tell this story and it could just completely work well in terms of like how the games work, more so than like trying to like tell the plot of Resident Evil 2. Okay. And so I think the way he's going about it is smart in that. And also I'm a sucker for holiday set horror movies, and this is set during winter. Too. So you already got me in that. Like Terrifier 3 is one of my favorite horror movies because of its setting and because of its like, you know, when it's taking place. And I think there's also a way to cater to like the blood in the snow, and I was gonna say the blood in the snow. You know what I mean? Is like that. It's one of the most cinematic things. Everyone knows that, but God, there's a snowy setting in Resident Evil 8. It's called Village, Resident Evil Village, and you get that same kind of gothic, snowy effect, and it's really cool.
You know, one thing that side note, because this episode we're just all over the place.
That's how it should be, though.
Matt Reeves did confirm something on like Twitter. Wait, no, you're gonna like this one.
Okay.
Somebody said, please give us a shot in the Batman 3, which is taking place in the wintertime, of a bloody Batman.
Wait, two or three is snow.
I'm sorry, number 2.
Oh,
number
okay,
2.
okay.
Sorry, number 2. Somebody said, I hope we finally get to see an image of like a blood-soaked or bloody Batman in the snow. And Matt Reeves said, like, no, you're gonna get what you want. So
awesome.
Yeah. All right, I want to talk about a movie that I'm so excited for.
Is it prime
growing
time?
Up, it is, because growing up, you can ask your mom, Ellen. It was appointment viewing on Friday nights around 7 or 8. My family, my mom always had it on, and we pretty much always watched it. To Catch a Predator.
Yo,
on
that's
Dateline.
crazy that was your family show, bro.
Well, I mean, like whoever was in, like you could not watch it.
Yeah.
Like that was appointment viewing, and that whole setup. And by the way, I love that the actor that they're catching is Flash Thompson.
Oh yeah, it's
who's
like Batman catches Flash Thompson, bro.
But it was. I heard about that movie coming out like a while ago. Like I think last year there were rumblings.
Wait, isn't the dude from Superman in it too? The like, little nerdy guy?
Skylar Gisondo.
Yeah,
he's
in it too, right? Yeah.
He's playing somebody who looks like they use as a decoy, Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. No way they're making
somebody.
that guy a TV show, by the way.
No. I think, did they cancel that? I don't remember.
I hope they
did. But also, too, the woman in Primetime, the one who looks like she works behind the scene, that is Zach Cherry's wife in Severance.
Oh, yeah.
I forget her name, but she plays what looks like, I guess, the director, producer, whatever of the show. I'm really intrigued, similar to like the movie Tony, to find out like, and I know there's a big Anthony Bourdain's got a huge legacy, but like I didn't know like, oh, it's worthy of a movie, like Primetime, Chris Hansen. That's
I will
worthy of
say
a
though,
movie?
these two, whatever you want to call them, because what would people try and call this a biopic?
I don't know. I mean,
it's more like elevated nonfiction. That's how I'd phrase these two movies, in that they're much more tonally true than they are factually true. Like
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what I think. Like if you watch the trailer for Primetime and you see like the shots of the guys in masks and things like that, and it looks all kooky and weird, like that's because it's trying to get at a certain angle of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not like factually Chris Hansen was going to like sex parties and stuff like that. It's not an Eyes Wide Shut thing.
Right.
To me, it's about Chris Hansen's like mental struggle between actually wanting to catch predators and how he sees predators as these evil, villainy scum of society, and also how his fame and notoriety is skyrocketing. I mean, there's that shot of him like, we're gonna be bigger than Lost. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's what I'm more excited for, because when you look at these movies, they're actually, it's unique that you brought up Tony and Primetime, because they're both about people who are so culturally relevant now. I mean, I know Bourdain's dead, but still super culturally relevant. I mean, almost every TikTok edit that pops up has that like famous monologue he gives at the end of the one show that he made. The one where he's like, let me give you a little bit of preemptive truth telling. There's no happy ending.
Oh.
Or something like that. Like, famous monologue he went on. Like, that plays on every sad TikTok you could ever imagine.
And Chris Hansen, those clips have, like, his legacy has lived on because of clips as well.
I don't know how much you know about, like, these online predator catching people. There's people on YouTube who now are trying to do the same thing that Hansen was doing.
Oh, dude, I follow them all on Instagram.
Yeah,
like pedo catchers, all that.
But what this movie I think is trying to get at the core of is those people aren't actually as helpful as you think, and they could either be doing it for a much darker reason, you know, like fame and things like that, but also you're going to come to find out why. I mean, I don't know how much you know about why To Catch a Predator ended, like the event that ended. Okay, that's what this movie's about. There was
I know
something that
there's
happened that led to a very, very dark encounter that was almost captured on live TV, and that's why it got knocked out of the, it got canceled. You'll see that in the movie, so I won't spoil it.
and I'm
But
glad
yeah,
because I remember something happening, but my brain doesn't remember anything about the details, and I'm so happy I forgot.
and so what this is getting at is, are these online predator catchers? And I think that's why they made this movie now. Thematically, it is relevant because are these predator catchers, these people who are working with the government, are they really helping? I think is the question.
Okay.
Because because of the way that a lot of these online, Chris Hansen mentorees are going about it, is they're getting violent with the predators and things like that.
Yeah.
And you think it's funny that you're watching this predator get like punched and kicked, and then you're like, oh yeah, he deserves that because he's a monster. Guess what? Because of that violence, that guy just got away scot-free and is not on any registry now. And
That's why it's good
Yeah.
when like they end it with them calling the cops.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you're going to see how Chris Hansen strayed away from that, and why
Okay.
To Catch a Predator ended how it did, because it just got it got too big for its own good. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's happening with these online predator catchers. And that's why we're starting to see now a movie about it, because I could go into it, but I'm sure anyone who has like any knowledge of internet culture right now, there was this YouTuber named EDP445. He was this big
Oh my God. I've
big
heard of him.
guy.
It's one of my
But they just
buddies
made a
fucking love
YouTube
him.
documentary about him because he was a predator who got caught trying to meet up with these, underage men and children. And because of the way the online predators went about it, this monster now walks free. You know what I mean?
Really? I know he came out as a predator,
There's
but
hundreds of evidence online of him trying to meet with minors. He speaks about it. He's like, yeah, I don't care. I was trying to fuck a minor. Like, I was trying to do all these things.
Jesus.
But the law cannot go after him because of how they did it.
that's also crazy to me in a way.
I
No.
know it's crazy, but because of the way that our jurisdiction and the way that our law is set up and set in stone, is these people who are like chasing fame and chasing views to catch these predators. You think they're doing a good thing, but they're actually not.
So prosecute them for assault and then still prosecute the predator.
I know, but
Like-
there's loopholes, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about Spider-Man trailers,
I know.
Chris Hansen, and the right and wrongs of beating the shit out of predators. Have you
What
seen
more
it?
can you get from a Reel Riff podcast?
This might be my favorite episode of all time. I mean, and is Robert Pattinson, is he going to be the guy of 2026 between Dune 3, the drama,
Bro, Pattinson is just
Primetime,
that
the
guy.
Odyssey?
He's just that guy. The clip of him being like, "You see how this looks, right?" Like
You see,
that.
I'm Chris Hansen.
That's gonna be stuck in my head. I'm gonna start just like, bro. He has dropped 2 quotable lines this year. Get these beggars out of here, and now you see how this looks, right?
You see how, and it's funny because I don't know if maybe one day it'll end up online. I sent you and a couple other people the video
Oh,
of what
yeah.
I did to Kim
Let's
last
not.
week. Before we saw the Odyssey, I set up my phone. Kim, the lovely Kim, walked into my apartment, and she had no idea.
Yeah,
She
I
really
could
didn't.
tell.
But she saw my phone. I like to scare her. I like to hide in closets, and like it's a thrill for me to scare people. And like my mom, I used to scare her into legitimate tears, like when I lived at home as a kid in my 20s or whatever. But like she walked in, she saw the phone. She's like, "Okay, where are you?" And then I did the whole, excuse me, like, what are you doing here? Like, it's just like, she told me though, I have to stop saying, you see how this looks. She goes, you the movie, you haven't seen the movie yet. She goes, you have to stop saying that. She's like, you're driving me crazy. Because like I just say to her, like, you see how this looks, don't you? Like I've sent her, like, she was talking about something from work. I quickly copy and pasted the picture of him with his hands out, and I just edited in stuff like about her job, and ended with, you see how I can't stop.
Nah,
Like,
I know. It's because it's
Pattinson's
such a memeable thing. It's so easy to do.
He's on fire. I mean, he might be the guy of 2026 when it comes to actors, at least. Like,
Absolutely, dude.
when all is said and done. Have you seen the trailer for Other Mommy?
Oh yeah, I didn't like that trailer, and also
Really?
like it didn't feel right. Like it didn't. Like I felt like I watched like a weird trailer before the Odyssey. It was like it was one of those where I was like, I mean, I get we're watching a rated R movie, but like this is not the like palate cleanser that I would want before the Odyssey. It just felt like an odd trailer placement.
I mean, so that movie, and I saw a trailer. Two people sent it to me the other day for Verity, and another person who's owning 2026, Anne Hathaway, between The Devil Wears Prada, The Odyssey, Mother Mary. Now it's going to be
Ooh,
Verity
I saw that a trailer for that movie on my United flight. Oh, I watched 2 movies on my
with
flight.
Dakota Johnson and Josh Hartnett.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Verity. Okay, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no,
What
no,
did
no,
you see
no,
on
no,
your
no, no.
flight?
The Mary movie, the Mother movie.
Oh,
It has the
oh,
girl from Euphoria in it too. The girl from Cuckoo.
oh, fuck.
Hunter Schafer.
Hunter Schafer. Yeah,
Yeah, it
she's the new
has
Blade Runner.
her in it. Yeah. Yeah, she's great. But
Verity looks awesome. It looks like it's a horror movie with again Hathaway, Chastain. I like seeing them do different. Like now they're jumping into horror.
yeah,
Like what did you watch on the?
other mommy looks interesting. I guess I that just it didn't it did, the trailer wasn't that interesting to me. I guess I think it took a lot of people off guard because it was like you thought you were watching a different movie trailer, then it turned into something else, and then it was like before the Odyssey, so it just felt a little weird.
I'm just nervous if they gave away the best jump scare in the trailer with her
Yeah.
under the table like a fucking spider monkey.
It didn't look that interesting to me. It looked like a regular possession movie, so I wasn't like that interested in it. But
What did you watch on your flight?
oh yeah, so I watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Okay.
Which holy fuck, if you're a Nintendo fan, like that is a Nintendo fan's wet dream. There's like they reference Super Mario Bros. 2 in there. Like they have the villains from Super Mario Bros. 2, which is like an insane pull. And then Glenn Powell voices Star Fox. Like Star Fox is just in the movie, which is awesome, and Glenn Powell's awesome as him. Now listen, it is very much a animated kids movie with just insane shit happening. But if you're a fan of Nintendo and Mario, especially Mario Galaxy is the best Mario game. I'll die on that field. Bro, they have all the music from it. So if you're a fan, if that's like your childhood game, just watch the movie. It's nothing great. But I will say Illumination just knows how to make movies for kids. Also, Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. is incredible. And
Benny Safdie, because of that in the Odyssey, do you know he's the highest grossing actor of 2026?
That little fucker, he finagled his way. But he's so good. He's so good as Bowser Jr. And Jack Black as Bowser is damn near perfection. Is perfect casting. It's unreal. That cast just kills. Even Brie Larson as Rosalina is not too bad. If you want a good family palatable movie and you're just a Nintendo fan, just watch that. It's an easy 3-star on the Letterboxd. Call it a day. The more important one that I watched was the Michael Jackson movie. Michael?
I need to see that. That's a juggernaut.
Coleman Domingo, really great performance. Jafar Jackson, really amazing performance. I mean, like, literally becomes Michael Jackson. But it's
Who does
very...
Coleman play? His dad?
The dad, Joe Jackson. Yeah.
Fuck. Now I really want to see it. I didn't know he was in it.
Where Michael's arc ends with his dad at the end of the movie and what it bleeds into is the best moment of the movie. And it really feels like, oh, all right, you guys kind of earned that. That was awesome. The only thing I'll say in terms of my only like criticism towards that movie is it feels like a movie made by Michael Jackson's estate, because every dialogue exchange is, Michael, you're so special. You're so special. You're destined for great things, Michael. All these things. It's like he can't do anything wrong. And at the end, it says his story will continue. His story fucking continues, and it's like you guys gotta have the balls to like really get a little bit deeper there, because they do have the balls to show Joe Jackson's physical abuse. They don't show it that much, but you could tell the movie's a little bit sanitized. I mean, they do show when his hair caught on fire for the Pepsi commercial. They do show that,
yeah.
But they don't really get as brutal and like realistic with it as they could. And you know, all of the animals that Michael Jackson had at his family's estate are all CGI, and they all look terrible. Like the monkey, whatever his name is, Bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it looks bad. Not too bad, but it looks pretty bad. But I will say Jafar Jackson's performance, like the way he moonwalks, the way that he sings, if that was actually him singing and not Michael's backtrack,
yeah.
Oh my God. The Thriller scene, there's so many great scenes in it, but I gave it like a 2-star, 3-star in Letterboxd because, one, I'm tired of musical biopics, and this feels like the generic. You know, if this was any other artist, it would have been so boring because this is the most generic biopic you could get for an artist, but because it's about someone as extraordinary as Michael Jackson, it gives that extra star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different to judge. I mean, you have Miles Teller in there as his lawyer or like manager
Wow,
or whatever,
really?
and he's
Now I
actually
wanna watch
really
this more.
subtly good, even though he's not in the movie a lot. He has
I
one
love
really
him.
great scene. It's okay though. It's kind of a 2.5. I'm not gonna lie, quality wise, but everything they
Okay.
do to capture his performances, how they recreate the performances, the recreation of Thriller is scary. Scary how good it is. So if you're a big Michael Jackson fan, give it a shot. It's worth it. If you're a big Nintendo fan, give Super Mario Galaxy movie a shot. I think I gave both of them 3 stars on the Letterboxd. Perfect plane movies. You know what I mean? But sorry.
I have to see Michael, and I'm really curious how they then get into the real shit. Like, what a sequel that's gonna.
Oh yeah.
No,
well,
I mean
no,
like the sequel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to get in. I feel like it's good to update the people when we get some physical media.
Yeah.
I got The Town, 4K. I got The Departed. I got Talk to Me, which I'm super excited to watch. As you can see, I'm on a Nolan bender. Tenet, Oppenheimer, and Corpse Bride.
Ooh, Corpse Bride is an amazing pull.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm pumped about that. I have been going on a physical media thing. I have not gotten the Whole Bloody Affair yet, that 4K special edition. You know what I did here though? I saw on a Reddit thing, but I'm not going to give a fuck. Somebody figured out somehow that it's not really a 4K. It's just a 2K movie on a 4K box with a bunch of posters and special shit. It's like somebody did a side by side. They said they didn't clean this up. It's not like a 4K. They said this is clearly 2K.
Wow.
I don't know if I would know the fucking difference, but now I'm nervous. Are they doing that for a lot of 4Ks? Is it just a box?
Whoa, yeah, this kind of opens Pandora's box to like what's really happening here. Maybe that opens up another conversation we can have.
I mean, look it up. Like, there's a Reddit forum because I was Googling reviews of the box set. I just want to, like, I'm moving into a new apartment soon. Like, I want the fucking posters. I want to frame them. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
and then, like,
you have a lot of room to reset and do a lot of cool decorating. So
like as I was looking up reviews of the box set, people were getting into this is not a 4K. You can clearly see it's 2K, and they're taking the pictures of their screens, and my eyes are like, I don't see what's wrong with it. But I don't know. That got me thinking, like, fuck, man. Like,
they should
is this a
just
thing
have
now? Are
Chris Nolan sit down and review all of these and be like, fake, this is real, fake,
This
true,
is not-
fake, true.
This is not true. This is not real. I will say, this is one thing we didn't cover in the Odyssey because we're talking a little bit of horror for a moment, or we were at least. We'll wrap it up in a few minutes. But just because once Kim gets here,
Yeah, no,
we're
you're
gonna
good.
get ready to go see Oak Street. It's a 7:55 movie. The theater is 7:55 my time at least. The
Okay.
theater's 10 minutes away. We're good. I just keep thinking between the Cersei and the Cyclops scene. I really hope Nolan does horror, and he said if he has the right idea,
I hope
even
to see him, man. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for that.
and the Hades scene and the score that Ludwig does. I've been listening to that soundtrack during my workouts for like the last 3 straight weeks. I don't think I've listened to a single actual song, like musically, besides the Odyssey soundtrack. Like that, like even the Hades scene is just like that song that plays is just fucking creepy. Like I really hope he does it. Go ahead. I see that mouth opening.
I think Resident Evil has a chance to have a really cool score.
Who's doing it?
I don't know, but I feel like who did the score for Weapons? That was really good.
Yes. He has a great fucking weapon score. So now I'm looking up. Do we have Resident Evil? That gets me like now I want to know.
Well, so it was Ryan Holiday and Hayes Holiday.
And Zach Kreger did a lot of it with them too.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
The composer for the upcoming Resident Evil film is I'm gonna screw this name up. Hitor Pereira. He has done I'm gonna look him up.
It's a Brazilian composer. He did Smallfoot. He did do Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which I heard was a good movie. He did the Angry Birds movie, Despicable Me 3, all the Despicable Me's, all the Minions.
Former guitarist for Elton John, Rod Stewart, Milt Nascimento.
A lot of children's movies. A lot of the Smurfs movies.
Animal Farm, The Valet.
Beverly Hills, Chihuahua, Madagascar.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have to see. That could be very interesting. I just think for the way the movie looks and also knowing how important music is to Resident Evil. I don't know if you ever heard of like the Resident Evil save room themes. You should listen to some of them because they're like the most melancholy, relaxing music you'll ever hear.
Really?
Yeah, because they designed the save rooms to be like a sanctuary. It's where like nothing can get to you. So they play like a relaxing music and stuff. And that's how you know that you're in there. But it's like the most iconic themes. But then the boss battle themes are so iconic. Like the tyrant fight music is so iconic. So they have a lot of room to make some really iconic soundtracks.
Would you say Resident Evil is like one of your top most anticipated movies that's left to go this year?
Yeah, I'd say the top 3 out of anticipation right now is Dune 3, number 1. Number 2 is Resident Evil, and number 3 is Primetime. Those are like some movies I'm looking forward to.
Oh, this is tough. I feel like I'm going to forget about certain movies, but Primetime is definitely up there. If I wasn't going to see it tonight, End of Oak Street, I've been looking forward.
I have zero interest in that movie, but
really,
yeah,
I've been looking forward. I heard a long time ago, like Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, dinosaurs, J.J. Abrams. I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
I was like Odysseus with Hades on Hades. Let's go.
As soon as I started seeing the CGI dinosaurs in the suburbia, it didn't really look that right to me. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and you'll be good. And if you give it a good review, I'll probably check it out. Next for me is Tony, though. I gotta see Tony.
Yeah, I guess it's Primetime. You know, it's Resident Evil. I'm very excited, and Zach Kreger is a big part of that excitement for me.
Well, I know Doomsday's up there for you.
I think.
I hope I'm not killing your vibe for Doomsday.
What?
I hope I'm not killing your vibe for Doomsday.
No, you're not. I am really looking forward to Dune 3, but I think it's probably Doomsday and then Dune 3.
Okay.
Like I know Dune 3 is going to be the better movie, and I'm so looking forward to Pattinson as the villain, or one of the villains.
Yeah. Are we gonna get tired of Pattinson?
No.
No. Yeah.
I'm good. Like bring it on.
Yeah.
And really, I am looking forward to Whalefall, the other movie with Austin Abrams, which.
Okay, I haven't really seen anything on that, so.
I think it looks fucking awesome. Hang on. Do you know what Whalefall's about?
No.
Okay, we're going to end the movie. I'm sorry, we're going to end the show on Whalefall. Dude, this movie sounds so much fun. I heard Sean Fennessy saying, like, this is one of his most anticipated movies of the year. Like, and he couldn't, like, him and, like, Amanda, what's her name?
Diamonds.
Whatever. Yeah, cannot, like, they were like, we can't wait for this movie. I was like, what is this? Whalefall follows Jay Gardiner, a scuba diver who, while searching the California coast for his late father's remains, played by Josh Brolin, is swallowed by a massive sperm whale and has 1 hour of oxygen to find a way out. And in the trailer, they can't hear you. Kim's walking into the apartment. I'm on my headphones. I wish I didn't watch the trailer, kind of, because they show him getting swallowed up, but he's in the whale, losing oxygen. He's in the whale. And he has to find his way out.
Interesting.
It looks nuts. But
wow.
Watch a trailer. Or don't. Because the trailer shows him getting swallowed.
Does it look good?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's our boy. It's Austin Abrams. It's Double A.
Yeah, if there's anyone you want to be left alone with, for like an hour, it's him.
All right. To end this episode, as Odysseus says, the clearest view of a man is from below. And we have learned exactly how Tommy feels once again in his most vicious form about the MCU.
Yes.
With my hopeful self on the other side of the microphone and
there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope. I am going to see End of Oak Street in 15 minutes. So we're going to get out of here. This has maybe been my favorite episode we've ever done.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. I love like riffing like this, and clearly I had much more to say about Spider-Man the MCU than I thought I did. Well, my Letterboxd review was pretty long for it, so.
Kim just took a video of me recording, like talking to you. She's on the other end of the camera, so I don't know if this is going to be a clip I use, but I'm sitting here like with the glow of this fucking laptop on my face. I don't know how dark it looks.
No, you're good. You're good. You go and enjoy End of Oak Street.
All right. Well, everybody, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. Like the videos. I know people are watching them. Just give them a like and please write a review of the podcast. For Christ's sakes, people.
All right.
But my name is Bill Markey.
My name's Tommy Angelo. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. It's been a joy as always. You can find us on all your streaming services, all your streaming platforms, on YouTube, everything, word of mouth. Let us know what you think, and we'll be excited to see you in our next episode.
Bye, everybody.
Peace, everyone.